good evening. Welcome to 9th and 10th channel of BYJU'S. I'm your teacher Ankita and I welcome you all in today's class, right? Or we should say the last class for this academic year for all of you, right? Jinko bhi SST se issue tha, that today is the last time that you're studying and tomorrow you'll be writing the examination, right? And if you wish to continue learning SST, that's amazing, right? But you'll be doing in your higher classes. So good evening everyone. Welcome to the class. How are you all? Good evening everyone. I hope that all of you can see me and can hear me clearly. Alright. I hope that everything is perfectly fine over here. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the class. So good to see that so many of you are here everyone. Please make sure you hit the like button for the video and stay with us till the end. I know many of you are asking how long the session will be. We're planning to finish the session around 6:30 to 2 hours. 2-hour session. We'll try our best to finish it out in 2 hours. And that will be the good luck, all the best session also, where we'll be wishing you all the best, and then that will be, after that, it's your time to study and revise. Yes, we don't have mentee today. It's not the mentee. It's the BYQs. It's the subjective questions that you will be, basically we will be discussing. Okay. Give me a quick thumbs up everyone and we are starting. Awesome. Everyone tell me, how's your confidence level now? How's your confidence level after the marathons, after the sessions that we had? I hope that your confidence level is really very high. Yes? Okay, chaliye everyone. So we are starting with the first history. Now, we don't have much of the history questions because yesterday only we had a class and we had finished up all the PYQs there. So we have actually no subjective questions. We don't have any subjective questions in history. We don't have any objective questions in history, but we just have the subjective questions. So I hope that all of you are ready. Good, very good. Yes, the Josh is really very high. Yes, ma'am, but utna nahi hai. Very good. It's okay. I'm sure you'll be able to do good. Yes, very good. Comfy study, Karthik. Okay, ma'am. 5 markers. हाँ बच्चे वो भी discuss करेंगे. We'll be discussing. Okay, chaliye everyone, let's get started. So these questions that we have currently are all the PYQs, right, which came in the last year paper and the previous year. So we have that information everyone. Let's get started. The first question that we have over here is that how did the printing of visual material led to the publishing practice in China? Easy question. Easy, very, very, very specific question they have asked, right? How did the printing of the visual material leads to the publishing practice in Japan? We have to explain it. We know that Japan the printing was introduced through China, and the first book that was printed in Japan in Japanese, and the first book that they had is the Diamond Sutra, which was based upon the Buddhism. Now, what we have over here? Yes, very good, very good. Apart from that, the question is asking that how did the printing of visual material? We have studied that after one point, right, the Japanese painters, right, and the paintings which came into the market were the paintings which were representing the daily life of the individuals of the Japanese, right? Yes, so we'll mention about those points over here. We'll mention about the new technique that has been introduced, and of course, after that, there was more and more publications for the children, for the women, etc. Okay, so yeah, we just have this answer for over here. The rest maybe we will be discussing the important keywords. So we have the books and libraries which were there, right? We had so many, paintings were made on the floral arrangement, tea flowers, etc. Okay, chaliye. So everyone, are you clear with this question? This question is for 2 marks. Done. Sanjeev Bache, if you will read the print culture chapter, right? In the first passage where in the first topic where we're discussing about that how the printing was spreading in Japan, China and Korea. So we have that information over there. बहुत ही simple, in a simple word, what the question is asking, that after the printing, right, of the visual material, like the painters are painting apple or the life of the individual, right? After that, what we saw the changes happening in the printing culture, there was a publication of the magazines for not just for the women, but for the children and of course for the other different types of content which was coming out. Chaliye. Moving to the next question, everyone. Here we have question number 2. Now here we have a or question. Now I'm sure you'll be able to see this and you'll be able to find the answer for this particular question. Yes, we will. I'll go fast. Don't worry. Yes, then you will be telling me, ma'am, please slow down. Okay. Plantation worker had their own understanding of the Mahatma Gandhi and the notion of the Swaraj. We have to support the answer. Very easy, everyone. In this particular thing, what are we discussing? We have to write about the non-cooperation movement. Right? We have to write about the non-cooperation movement. We'll mention about the Inland Immigration Act. Right? We'll mention about that. And of course, then we'll say, okay, what was the fate? Right? We know that workers were there. And then, of course, they actually ran away. And, of course, what was there? Right? What was the end result of that? That's what you'll be writing in this particular question, which talks about the plantation worker had their own understanding. They felt that, bhai, Gandhiji gave them the freedom. They felt that the Gandhiji is calling out the freedom from this. So, it was, right? It was a kind of a wave of freedom at that particular time. Chaliye. You'll get the PDF. History ka PDF I have shared. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi found salt as a powerful symbol that could unite the nation. Support your answer. So we know that you can mention about writing by that, when Gandhiji wrote a letter to the Irwin, he mentioned about this demand. Right, 11 demands were there, and one of the most important, crucial demand that he had to abolish the salt law. So we can write over there and tell that Gandhiji believed that salt is used by both the rich and the poor. So there should not be any discrimination or taxes that we can put it on that. And based upon that, of course, you can write the answer. Easy peasy. We will not write about the Dandi March. You can just mention that he went to Dandi after the march, and of course he broke the law. That's it. Yes, absolutely correct. Okay, next question, everyone. Question number 3 on our screen. We have to analyze the implications of the World War I on the economy and the political situation in our country. Very important question. We have discussed this yesterday only. We can break this answer into 2 parts. Political right, we can mention what was happening. If we start with the economical, that's easy for us to write, right? In the economic, we know that taxes increased, right? We saw that there was an increase in the taxes. Then we can see that the food production went down. Food production was going down. There was a shortage of food. There was a shortage of the food. In politically, what we can write? In politically, we can write about forced addition into the army. Right? In the political, we can mention about this, that there was a force, forcing them to. Then apart from that, we can mention about the, increase in the expenditure of the army. Okay, all of these points will come. Income tax was introduced, absolutely correct. Famine and the influenza epidemic, yes. Okay, chaliye. Next question, everyone, that we have over here, the B part of it is for 3 marks, everyone. It's for 3 marks. Very good. See, students, I'm not looking at the chat. Sorry. Basically, I'm looking at the chat, but I'm not addressing because we will try our best to finish the session as soon as possible, right? So, I would encourage you to write the answer. It's not that I'm not looking at your answers. I can see that all of you are writing the answer which are absolutely correct. I would encourage you to do that more. But I'll not be calling out the names because we know that कि भैया हमें थोड़ा जल्दी करना है. Yes, चलिए. We have to analyze the role of the folklores or the symbols in the revival of the nationalism in India. So we'll mention about 2 very important personality over here. I hope that all of you remember about Rabindranath Tagore, right? In Bengal, he went to different places and he collected the folk stories, right? And in Tamil Nadu, or basically in our textbook they have mentioned the Madras, right? In Madras, right, we have Shastri, right? Yes, very good. Yes, absolutely. So we will mention about them, and these are the 2 things we'll mention. Apart from that, in talking about the symbols, there was a symbol of the Bharat Mata, the painting which was made, right, to personify the nation. Everyone, are we clear? Are we clear? Yes. So we have the folk stories and we have the symbol. 2 important things. 1 point, and over here 2 important things. Done? Easy peasy? Chaliye. Moving to the next question, everyone. Question number 4. Analyze the role of Chief Minister Cavour, who led the movement to unite the region of the Italy. Very, very important question. Unification of Italy. We'll start by writing that Italy was divided into 7 states. Now, here I would tell you not to write. If you feel that, if you can remember, well and good. But even if you're not writing the divisions right, in this particular answer, it is okay because they are talking about the Cavour and not about the states. Please everyone, if you read the question, you know that where you have to write the name of the country. So you will mention that there were 7 states and only in one state, there was the Italian prince. Only in one state we had the Italian prince. So to unify what the Count Cavour did, he got into the diplomacy, he got into talks with the various nations, and of course based upon his skills, he was able to contribute. Okay? We will not be mentioning about the Mazzini, will not be mentioning about the Garibaldi because they are not asked that particular part. Everyone, are we clear? Yes, everyone, are we clear with this? Diplomatic alliance with France, absolutely correct everyone. Very good Jay, very good Ramchandra, Karthik, Shreyanshi, yes, comfy study, Anola, Shivraj, Ankit, Khushi, Srijit, Jay, Vlogger Brothers. Okay, chali, good. The second part of everyone for this particular question is we have to examine, right? We have to examine the idea of liberal nationalist as in Europe during the 19th century. So we're talking about the liberal nationalist, right? I hope that you remember about the rebel, right, that happened from 1830 to 1848, that duration, right? So what we have over here, the liberals nationalist, right? We have to talk about their ideas. They want the freedom. Right, they want the freedom in terms of the speech. Definitely we'll write speech, their expression, etc. Along with that, we'll write the freedom in trade also. Because they have not specified that which part they are looking for. Either they are looking for political or economical. Right, so we'll write both of these together. And we'll tell about that, how the liberals felt that it's now the time to unite all the individuals and have a sense of the belonging and of course fight for the nation. Yes. Clear everyone? Sonu bache, now if you are talking about the print culture chapter, right, go through it once or twice, right? Book ko open kijiye. Look at the images, look at the pictures, look at the names, close the book and recall. That will be helping you. Chaliye. Moving ahead everyone to the next question. If I'm fast, do let me know, bache, if I'm going a little bit fast. I can definitely pace it down. But if the speed is fine, give me a quick thumbs up. श्रेयांशी बच्चे जर्मनी वाला नहीं कर रहा ना, जर्मनी वाला पूछा ही नहीं था तो क्यों करेंगे हम लोग? यूनिफिकेशन हम अगर जर्मनी पूछेंगे then we'll be doing that. Okay. Chaliye, no, it's fine, right? Chaliye. Next question, everyone. Question number 5. How did the print came into the existence in Europe? Easy. We have to explain. So we know that the print came to the Europe through China. So we'll mention about the Marco Polo. First, of course, we'll write the China. Then, of course, we'll write about Marco Polo. Right? Then, of course, we'll mention about the Gutenberg and his printing press. That's it. Clear, everyone? Easy. How did the printing or print came into the existence in Europe? We'll mention about these points. 3 points, 3 marks. Everyone, are we clear? We'll mention about this, through the Silk Route from China, the paper came to, basically, from the China, the paper was, of course, in China, paper was invented. Marco Polo was traveling through the Silk Route. I'm saying Silk Board that we have in Bangalore. Silk Route. So Marco Polo traveled through the Silk Route and got the knowledge of the paper and the printing technique, and then he carried that information to the Europe. And of course, after years, we saw that Gutenberg finally mastered the printing press, and of course, we had a first version of that. Very good. Awesome. Good, good, very good. Okay. Next question. I can see you writing the answer for the next question. Europe, bache, Europe. We're just talking in terms of Europe. So yeah, not very specific country will go over here. How did the access to books create a new culture of reading? Very easy question. Of course, when the books are very cheap, right? We have cheap books. Now the books are available for men, women, and for children, right? We can mention about that point that, now the people are reading more books. They are going to the lending libraries. Yes, and because of that, when they have the luxury and when the books are a little bit cheaper, now they can go and read it. And of course, that's bring a new culture of reading. Very good, everyone. Easily available, absolutely correct. Awesome. I'm feeling super proud that all of you are aware about the answers. Good. Awesome, everyone. Chale, are you ready for the next question? Question number 6. Here we have question number 6. Pari, I'll explain you the Balkan part. Give me some time. At the end of the history part, I'll explain you. We have the next question, which is question number 6. We have to explain the Romanticism as a cultural movement in Europe. Everyone, 2 names will remember over here. First, can anyone tell me? We have Johannan got fired. Hedo will write Germany. He mentioned about the Wolves, right? Clear? That was the first part. Then, of course, we have Carlos about the Poland, and we are using the Polish language. Everyone, can you look over here? I know my handwriting is not that great, but I hope that you can understand that what are we trying to do over here. We are highlighting the important keywords. These are the keywords that you need to mention if such kind of questions comes in your examination, right? With this only we can actually imagine कि हाँ, इस बच्चे को सब कुछ आता होगा. Clear? Everyone, are we clear with that? You need to mention the language. You need to mention the culture over there. Sorry, I'll write over here the culture and the language I have written over here. Okay? Chali. Very good. Moving to the B part of this question, everyone, we have to explain about the painting by the Frederick dream in context to the democratic and the social republic in France during the 1848. So we'll tell about that this dream was a vision that he had for the future, right? In terms of the democratic, he is saying that he have painted a picture where we have the nation states, right? And there's a liberty, right? And people have their national costume, their national flags. So that will be going under the democratic thing. Now, social mein, there are no classes, there's no king. And people are same and they're walking towards the liberty. These are the things that we will be mentioning. 2 aspects, everyone. We have to mention about the democratic aspects of it and the social republic aspects of it. Done? Yes, very, very good. Monarchy destroyed, we have seen that there are crowns which are lied on the ground. All of that. Good. Nothing is leaked. Please do not come here and spread the wrong information. Yes. Chaliye. Moving to the question number 7, everyone. Question number 7. European government were driven by the spirit of the conservatism. In the year 1815, we have discussed this question yesterday. We know that after the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, right after the battle that was started in 17 and went up to the 1814, right? After the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, we saw that the countries, Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria came together, right? And they had a meeting and they wanted a system to be back, and they're talking about which system? The monarch system, right? So that's important over here. We'll mention about these points and of course, that's the answer. B part, explain any 5 effects of the revolution of the liberals in the Europe. We'll mention about any 5 effects, right? We can mention about, right, you can start, they're talking about the liberals over here. So you can mention about the both social and the political thing. You can mention about the formation of the secret societies also. Okay? Chaliye. Easy peasy. Everyone, are we clear with these 2 questions? If you take a look, there are actually more than, there are more than 20 questions, I would say, in history. We have or over here. In every question, we have the or. Okay. Yes. Very interesting. Many of you are asking, ma'am, how we'll be writing the 5 effects of the revolution of the liberals in in the Europe. So of course, first we'll mention about what was the demand, right? First, of course, they want the taxes to be removed. We'll mention about the taxes, right? They want the freedom in the trade also. We'll mention about universal suffrage. Basically, they wanted the voting rights to be there and reduction of all the privileges, right? And because of that, what happened? We saw changes happening in the French Revolution. Yes, good. Okay, chaliye. Moving to the next part, everyone, question number 8. Explain any 3 effects of the non-cooperation movement on the Indian economy. So, very easy question. We're talking about the non-cooperation movement. Rise and Shine will not mention about the German. As of now, we'll not mention about the German because in the previous question, they have specifically asked about the Europe, and especially they're talking about the liberals. Actually, you can mention about German, but yeah, it happened after 1848. So you can mention that they also came up with the constitutional monarchy, right? With the idea of that. Yeah, valid point. You can mention about that. Okay. Decrease in the imports of the foreign goods. Absolutely correct. Chaliye. The 3 effects of the non-cooperation movement. First, of course, surrender of the titles, right? Giving off any of the honors that they had, right? Giving away the titles, right? Then boycott of foreign goods and liquor shops were destroyed or picketed. Yes, 3 effects on Indian economy. Now what we need to mention over here how it had an effect of that, right? But we are talking, everyone read the question correctly. They're talking about the economy. So these things we have to relate to the economy also. So we can say that trade went completely less, right? Of course, there was Indian people were not trading. So of course, the trade was going down. The use of foreign goods, the prices was also decreasing. Nobody is purchasing the foreign goods, right? And of course, there's a loss of in the liquor shop also. We can mention about these things. Yes. Okay. So everyone, see, please do read the question carefully. It should not be the case that question is asking about the Indian economy and you have just mentioned about the non-cooperation movement. It's not that you will not get marks, but probably you will be getting half marks for that. Yes, chaliye. Okay, next question, everyone. How was the Rowlatt's Act opposed by the people of India? Explain with the 3 examples. Now, this is a very interesting question. First, of course, you will mention about the Gandhiji Satyagraha. The question is that how the act was, opposed. We'll mention about the Gandhiji's Satyagraha, right? Then we'll mention about the Jallianwala Bagh. And of course, the aftermaths of that. 3 points. 3 points we'll mention. Yes. Good. Very good, everyone. We'll not mention about Chauri Chaura incident over here. Yes. We'll not mention that. We'll mention that after the Jallianwala Bagh incident, what happened? That the Indians got really very angry. There was a lot of, violence that happened. And of course, Britishers were trying to suppress the rebel. Okay? Clear, everyone? With 3 examples, we'll be able to write this. Awesome. Okay. Next question, everyone. We have over here question number 9. Gandhiji felt that Khilafat issue is an opportunity to bring Hindus and Muslims under the umbrella of a unified national movement. We have to explain the statement. Now, we'll talk about that how Gandhiji, we'll quickly mention over here about the Khilafat movement, right? And then Gandhiji saw this as an opportunity, right? That if we get Hindus and Muslims together, right? If the causes are same, probably when we are going for a national movement, it will be able to create an impact. Okay? Yes, Charlie. Very good, everyone. Okay. Explain the participation of women in the civil disobedient movement. Easy peasy question, everyone. Yes, easy peasy question. We have to mention about the role of the women in the civil disobedience movement. Now, by the civil disobedience movement, we are talking about the movement which happened later, right? Which happened in the later part. And over here, we have to find out what was the effect of the women. They definitely contributed. They definitely contributed in, you know, boycotting the foreign goods, destroying the liquor shops, right? And of course, they participated in the various marches and the various, you know, sabhas that were happening. Clear? Everyone, are we clear? Easy peasy question, right? Chaliye. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Okay, everyone. Now let's take a look at the next question. The next question we have over here is question number 10. We have to describe any 3 measures that were introduced by the French Revolutionary to create a sense of collectiveness, collective identity among the French people. We have discussed about this question again and again, right? So I hope that you have the clarity. First, of course, we'll mention about the Le Patrie or the La Citizen, right? Basically, the fatherland and the citizen. First thing that then tricolor flag were introduced. So there was introduction of the tricolor flag. Yes, very good. Then, of course, we'll mention about French becoming as a common language. 3 points are done. If you want to mention, you can mention about hymns were created, songs were written. You can mention about uniform laws were there. Right? All of these things we can mention. Yes, a state general was changed to the National Assembly. Very good. Internal custom duties were abolished. Yes, very, very good. Ha. Okay. So with this, everyone, we are done with the history part, and now we'll be moving to the political science part. Easy peasy, everyone. Now you tell me, how is the confidence level? Print culture say long answers. As of now, in the previous year paper, we haven't seen any long answers coming from them. Right? There are only 2 chapters from where you will get the 5 marks question, which is Nationalism in India and Rise of the Nationalism in Europe. Yes. Okay. Print culture may say, even if it comes, right, you are kind of aware about it, what are the important topics that we have over there. But the print culture may, there is, of course, if the CBSE wants to make a question for 5 marks, they can easily make the question. But when we take a look over here, they don't have much of the 5 marks questions. 3 marks, surely. MCQs, for sure. Okay, yeah. Balkan region. So Balkan region was the southern part of the Europe, right, where we have so many countries, and collectively we call them as the Slavs, right? What was happening over there? They got the wind of the nationalism, right, and they started asking for the freedom, and they started the struggle for the freedom from the Ottoman Empire. They got the freedom, but they started having jealousy, and of course they started having conflicts with the other countries, and that is the reason we saw the formation happening of the World War I. Done, everyone? एकलव्या, हिंदी तो अच्छे से आती है, बट आपके एग्जाम में हिंदी में नहीं लिखते हैं, है ना? आपके मार्क्स बचाने के लिए हमें इंग्लिश बोलनी पड़ती है, right? And we really want to teach in English so that all of us understand in a certain way. Yes, chaliye everyone, are you ready for the political science? Jaldi se bataiye everyone, are you ready for the political science? Very good, very good. Chaliye. Right, ready. I can see ready, right? So now we have MCQs over here, right? Because we didn't get a chance to have the Menti for the political science. So we have the MCQs over here, and I will be giving you the polls. है ना? Now in political science, which is most important and which is not important? The 2 most important chapters in the political science are the outcomes of the democracy in political parties, right? Then of course, all the 3 chapters are kind of some similar weightage. Chaliye. Everyone, are you ready for the very first question? Let me just write A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. Okay, here you go. And here you have the question, everyone. Question number 11, everyone. So we had 10 questions in history and we have 20 questions over here, right? We have more than that. So let's see. Which one of the following is the most popular form of the government in the contemporary world? Easy peasy. I'm sure you'll be able to answer this question. Let me take a look how all of you are performing and how many of you have voted. Everyone quickly vote. We have more than 200 students in the class and as of now only 120 of you have voted. Jaldi se vote kijiye everyone so that we have the majority. Which is one of the most popular form of the government in the new world? Contemporary world means the new world. Very good. Ending the poll and the correct answer over here is option number D, right? Option number D, that is a democratic government, is the most popular form of government that is loved by the people. Good, chaliye. Okay. Moving to the next question, everyone. Right? Now, I hope that all of you remember I was telling you that such type of questions will be coming, and in the previous year paper, right, every set has this question. We have the list, right? We have the subject and the list name. We have to match it up. So in subject, we have the defense, police, marriage and computer software. In the list, we have concurrent list, union list, state list and the subsidiary subjects. Very good, everyone. All of you quickly vote. See, if you get the one, any one of these, I'm sure you'll be able to find the answer. The easiest one, can I tell you? The easiest one. Okay, everyone. So, yeah, majority of you have voted. 89% of you have voted for the option number D. And that's the correct answer over here. Defense comes under the union list. Police comes under the state list. Marriage comes under the concurrent list, and the computer software comes under the residual subjects. Over here, option number D is the correct answer. Nice. Very good, everyone. Okay, everyone. Next question on your screen. Please do read the question, and by that, meanwhile, I'll give you the options. Here we have question number 13. We have to consider the following statement about the power sharing and then we have to choose the correct option. First statement is, it deepens the democracy. Second, it helps to reduce the conflicts among the social group. It is a way to ensure political stability. It brings social ecological struggle. We're talking about the power sharing. We have to choose the correct option about the power sharing. Good, very good, everyone. Good, everyone. 90% of you have voted for the correct answer, which is option number A. We know that the power sharing, actually, what it does, it deepens the democracy. Definitely it does. It reduces the conflicts among the social groups. Yes. And it ensures the political stability. All of these three are correct. Fourth is not correct, that it brings the social and economical struggle. That's not the answer that we're looking for. Okay. Question number 14, everyone, on your screen, we have to match. Again, let me see if you can recall. See, union list, state list, everything will remain the same. The subjects will change over here. So everyone, do find the correct answer. Agriculture chapter kaise karu? Please do ask Aishwarya ma'am. Chaliye. Good, everyone. See, I will always go for the very first thing, which is super easy. Right? Again. See, there's only one option where we have it. And of course, based upon that, you can backtrack the answer and you will be able to find the correct answer. Why so easy? Because you have studied everything. That is the reason you feel all of this really very easy. And I have ended the poll, everyone. Option number A is the correct answer. Residual subject, of course, computer software. Abhi abhi padha tha, so that's very easy for us to find out. Concurrent list, we will have a subject which have the influence of both the state and the central government. That is the education. Then, of course, we have state list. Of course, that will be focusing on the agriculture, and the union list on the banking. So, option number A is the correct answer. Okay. Next question, everyone. Question number 15. We have assertion and the reason. Please do read the question and give me the answer. Meanwhile, I'll have the polls running for you. Belgium amended their constitution 4 times. The reason behind that, they are saying that amendments were able to enable everyone to live together in the same country. I think I can see a doubt that you were asking about the imperialism, right? So imperialism is a lot called it as a phenomena. Basically, we can define it in a way that if we are conquering a country, right, or if we are invading a country by using the military power, we are showing off the military power, and of course capturing that particular country or invading it, that is called as imperialism. Okay, after nationalism we had that. Because of that only we saw the World War first happening. Diamond Gaming Rajput, bache, I would request you not to spam, and I would request you to ask the same question to Ashwarya ma'am. Right? Agriculture chapter कैसे करूँ? अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं करा है, तो please make sure you watch ma'am's video, right, of geography, जहाँ मैम ने I think whole chapter को उन्होंने बहुत summarize तरीके से पढ़ाया. So you can go through that video and you will be able to remember the important things. Okay. 87 of you, everyone, have voted for this answer. Very, very good. And the correct answer that you all have voted for is the option number A. Both statements are absolutely correct, and the reason is a correct explanation of A. Nothing for me to explain over here. Very good, everyone. Question number 16, everyone, on your screen. We have to identify the administrative level of the Indian government with the help of the information given below. Basically, we have to find which system we are talking about. Power shared between the central to the local. The state governments also require to share some power and revenue with them, and it is also called a 3-tier government. I can see polls are not there. I am not conducting the polls now. I can see the correct answer, and that is option number B, which is the decentralized system. Very good, everyone. So decentralized system, remember everyone, and it's super crucial. 1992, right? So we saw that the change was happening in the constitution, and they added the 3-tier government. They made sure, the constitution said that there should be the distribution of power from the center to the state, and from there to the local government, right? We have the panchayat and the municipal cooperation over there. Very, very good. That is a decentralization of the power. Okay, decentralization system and distribution of power. Okay. Question number 17, everyone, on your screen. Sri Lanka adopted Tamil as official language of the state. The reason, the government of Sri Lanka adopted a series of the vegetarian measures. Not giving you the answer options over here again. Your energy is really very high, and I can see the speed that you all have. Very good, everyone. What? You have question 340. Ha, yeah. Yes. Okay, everyone. What is the correct answer? We know that one statement is correct and one statement is incorrect. So we know that A is false and R is true. Option number D is the correct answer. Sri Lanka adopted Sinhala as official language of the state, and the government of Sri Lanka adopted a series of the Majoritian measures. They made the Sinhala as an official language. There was favor that happens to the people who belongs to the Sinhala community or they follow the Buddhism, right? And they have specially, they did the, to safeguard the religion, they have made the laws. Okay, very good. Chaliye. Next question, everyone. Question number 18 on our screen. We have to consider the following statement of the power sharing and choose the correct option. Majoritarism is a real spirit of the democracy. It creates a balance and the harmony in the different groups. It reduces the possibilities of conflict amongst the social group, and power sharing is the essence of democracy. Shiv Kumar Bache, we will see that question. I would request you to go back and see that, but give me some time, or at the end we'll be able to address that question. Good, everyone. I can see that statement number 2, 3 and 4 are correct and statement number 1 is incorrect. Right? So that's the answer, option number B. Right? Majoritism is what? Where the laws, right, are made for the majority without the consideration of the minorities. Okay? Okay, now I want to take a question over here, ma'am. How to write 2 or 3 marks question? See, everyone, a very golden rule. If you have a marks of 1, if you have a MCQs of 1 marks, you should give 1 minute. If you have 2 marks question, approximately 2 minutes, everyone. That's, do not spend more time over there. And write 4 to 5 lines. Right? That will be able to summarize the concept. Then for 3 marks question, please spend at least 4 minutes. And of course, you can increase the number of the lines, of course. 3 points to the 4 points. Then, of course, we have a 4 marker, which is the case-based study question, which have 1, 2 or 3 marker. So, based upon that, you can write the answer. And for the 5 marker, spend at least 5 to 6 minutes, right? Not more than that, and mention 5 to 6 points. If you're mentioning the important keywords, you don't have to worry about the increasing the number of points, okay? Chaliye, I hope that this helps. Moving to the question number 19, everyone. Which one of the following is not true about the democratic government? Lavanya, imperialism is where the country is invading the other country and using, controlling the other country or capturing the other country or invading the other country by using the military power. Okay, very good, very good. Which one of the following is not true about the democratic government? Option number D, it does allow the room to correct the mistake. That's over here it's mentioned not, right? We know that in the democracy, there is a chance of the correction of the mistakes. Very good. Last question, everyone. We have one more question over here. Question number 20, right? We have assessed the reason. India has a multi-party system. It is because of the social and the geographical diversity in India. Tell me, everyone. Yes, we will try to finish our class by 6, if not 6:30. I mentioned that we need the time till 6:30, 4:30 to 6:30, 2 hours we need. Good, everyone. India has a multi-party system. Yes, this is absolutely correct. It has a multi-party system because we have a huge social and geographical diversity. So option number A is the correct answer. Both the statements are correct and the reason is a correct explanation of A. Okay. Next question, everyone, on your screen. Again, MCQ. Which of the following statement is not true? Take a moment, everyone, and read this. Feel like I should give the polls now. We have good questions. We have MCQs. Sarang, if you have studied it will be easy for you, right? This looks very easy because we have practiced it. We have practiced it. We have seen this question again and again and again. We have studied the same concept again and again. So if we do something right, then of course it feels easy. Okay, everyone. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? I can see 62% only are voting for the option number D. What about the rest? There's a lot of vote that is going on the option number A also. The Constitution prohibits the discrimination of the group ground of the religion. हाँ भाई, Constitution actually prohibits, रोकता है discrimination को. This is absolutely correct, right? Constitution does not allow the discrimination based upon the religion. Constitution allows us to practice, profess and propagate any religion and not follow at all any. That's correct. The Constitution of India allows the state to intervene in the matters of the religion in order to ensure the equality within the religious community. Absolutely correct. What is not true about the statement that we have over here about the Constitution is that as per the Constitution, religion can never be separated from the politics. Right? It can. Okay? Chaliye, very good. Option number D is the correct answer, which is not true. Okay, next question, everyone. Question number 22 on your screen. Which one of the following prove that India is a quasi-federal state? Easy question. I'm sure you'll be able to find the answer. Very good, everyone. Please do pick the correct answer. We have the polls now. Very good, very good. I can see. Okay, the statements are more power with the center, residual subjects are with the center, equal subjects with center and the state, and currency and railway are with the centers. Easy. Currency and railway are with the centers, yes. Residual subjects are with the center, yes. More power share, more power with the center, yes. Option number 3 is incorrect. Which is the correct option, everyone over here? Option number B, 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Now what is the meaning over here? We know that India is a federal country. But in spite of having the center, we know that there's a distribution of the power from center to state, from state to local government. Okay, chaliye. Next question, everyone. Question number 23 on your screen. We have good amount of MCQs, everyone. We have 2, 3 more. Chaliye, everyone, here you go ahead with the MCQ. Those of you are asking me, ma'am, what is the meaning of quest? Federal, right? So it's nothing but we know that in our country we have the federal government. But the power is being distributed. The power is not being concentrated to the center only, but we have the distribution of the power. Okay? Yes, those of you are asking me about the quasi-federal. I'm explaining you that. Please do pay attention. We have to find the statement which is true about the power sharing, right? It imposing the will of majority community over others. No, we know that it's not the correct thing. It helps in reducing the possibilities of conflict between the different social group. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Right? Power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of the political power order. Yes, it's absolutely correct. It brings social and political opposition amongst party. That's not correct. So what is the correct answer, everyone over here? Option number B, where we have 2 and 3 as the correct statement. Okay. Question number 24, everyone, on your screen. Question number 24. Yes. बच्चे, Quit India movement is not that detailed we mentioned in our textbook, right? उन्होंने बस ये बताया था कि it was a last stretch where the Gandhi ji asked the people to came together and to give their all, right? It's a do and die situation. Damini, you can go back to 2 minutes and you can hear the answer and come back. We have to write the answer, everyone. There's no official religion. There's no official religion in our country, India. Community have a freedom to profess, practice their religion. State helps in communities by giving aid to the education institution run by them. And India believes in the theocracy. Theocracy means rule of the king. बच्चों सब ये words याद करके जाने हैं. India does not believe in the rule of the kings, right? Or the priest, basically. Not the king, actually the priest. Okay. Chaliye. Option number A is the correct answer. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. This is not correct about the power sharing. It's not correct about the secularism in our country. Okay. 79 of you have voted for the correct answer. With this, everyone, we are done with the objective questions. Now we are moving to the subjective questions. Let's take a look over here, everyone. We have to mention any 2 kinds of a step taken by the Indian government for the women empowerment. Easy peasy, everyone. We have the 2, we just have to mention 2 steps that are taken by the Indian government for the women empowerment. Right? So you mentioned about the 1/3 reservation in the, in the assembly. And then of course you can mention 1 minute. Right? And then of course you can mention about the schemes, right? We have the act where there's an equal remuneration act where if the individuals are working in a similar position, they'll be getting the equal job, right? You can mention about these things in this particular answer. Shiv Kumar, if it's there in your syllabus, the question will come. Chaliye. Next question, everyone. Explain any 3 efforts done to reform political parties in India. Easy peasy question. Yes, everyone, very easy. Beti padhao, beti bachao, yes. Khushi, we can mention about it, bache. Anti-deflection law, very good. Submitting of the affidavit, right? Providing them with the funds. Reforms. How we can reform the parties, right? By having the internal elections. Yes, so here we have. This was the initial phase that I was making the PPT, and we have few answers here. So this is one where we have the Deflection law, right? You already mentioned about that. Then we have the affidavit. Every candidate needs to submit the affidavit, right, telling about the properties and the assets that they have. Then the election commission pass an order, right, that they have to file the income tax return also, and it should be mandatory for the parties that 1/3 of their party's tickets will be given to the women. Easy peasy. Okay, chaliye. Question number 27, everyone, on your screen. All parts we have, right? There is an overwhelming support for the idea of democracy all over the world. Support your answer. What do you think should be the context, or what do you think should be the answer over here? Acha, but tell me, I hope that all of you are there with me. Koi soya to nahi hai. I hope that you are not, you're not feeling that it's too much. I hope that when you look at this question, you know that, okay, these are the points that I should be writing in the examination. Very good. We know that there is an overwhelming support of the democracy all over the world. We'll mention about that, right? We'll mention that democracy actually addressed the various different types of issues. Democracy gives a chance for the debates and discussion. There is a room of correction, right, in the democracy. And hence, because of all of these reasons, of course, we can select our own leader. Based upon that, there's an overall support all over the world. Right? It promotes dignity. Absolutely. It gives a freedom to the individuals. Awesome. And then, of course, you can mention the democracy is accountable, responsive, and legitimate. With these points. 3 points and we are good to go. Okay. Next question, everyone. Democracy can address all the social, economical, and political problems. What we'll mention over here? We have social and economical and political. 3 things. Socio-economic, basically they are combined it all together. So you'll mention about the economical development, right? Yes? Okay. Transparency, public. No, we're talking about the social economical. We're talking about it in terms of the democracy. It gives the opportunity to people to express their views, right? It provides a lot of a platform where we can raise our voice, we can raise our opinion, we can tell our opinion. And in political way, of course, we have a freedom to select our own leaders, right? We will mention all of that. We have political equality, etc. Yes, quality of decision making, absolutely correct. Okay, chali. Next, everyone, we have the case-based study question. Now, everyone, till the last year, right, we have one short case-based study question from the political science, right? So, of course, here we have a passage. They're talking about the decentralization. And, of course, based upon that, we have to answer these questions. Explain decentralization in democracy, distribution of the power, right? From the center to the state and then to the local government, right? Then explain the importance of the local self-government in democracy. The local self-government, right, will be able to work on the issues which are there of the people. Central government will not be able to identify those issues, but the local government will be able to identify and do the good for the people. Third, describe any 2 steps taken by the Indian government for the decentralization. Of course, regular elections are being there, right? Seats are reserved. We can say state will provide the funds. All of these points. Okay? Bache, again, for the map work, use the pencil. Use the pencil. Ha, chaliye. Next question, everyone. Question number 29. Why did the feeling of the alienation increase amongst the Sri Lankan Tamils in the 1956? You have to explain. This was, I think we discussed this question yesterday also. Day before yesterday, I guess. When we had our political science marathon, we had this question. We know that there was a feeling of the alienation amongst the Sri Lankan because we saw that the Sri Lankan government at that particular time have all the laws which were made for the Sinhals, right? At that particular time, there was the majority was measure, right, which was favoring the majority of the population, and there was very few laws that were supporting the minorities. We'll write about that and marks in our pocket. Question number 30, everyone. We have to explain any 3 constitutional provision that makes India a secular state. Niranjan Mache, today I am not discussing map for the history and for the political science. For the history, we discussed the map yesterday, right, in the yesterday's class. You can go back and see that session. Okay, at the end, may we have the map work also. Very good. We have to mention 3 constitutional provisions that makes India as a secular state. There's no official religion, freedom to practice, profess any of the religion, right? And there's no discrimination. There's no discrimination based upon the religion. Okay? Chaliye. We'll mention about that. Question number 21, everyone on your screen. Analyze the condition under which the democracy accommodates social diversity. This question was also there. This question was also there about the social diversity. How the democracy accommodate the social diversity? Of course, we have all that information. We can talk about the linguistic policies that we have, right? Yes, we are helping the diversity by having the special articles, by having the special provisions, by having the reservations, etc. Okay? Clear, everyone? Yes? Okay? Chaliye. Majority is not based upon any community, no. Majority is based upon the majority of the people who are living in that particular country or that particular place. Okay? B part of this question, everyone, we have to analyze the condition under which the democracy promotes dignity and the freedom of citizen. We'll mention about again with the social diversity. If you look at these questions, they look very same, but they are not, right? In one, we are talking about the social diversity, how it has been accommodated in the democracy, and of course the other question talks about the condition, how the democracy promotes the dignity and the freedom of the citizen by giving respect to the citizens' religion, language and culture, no discrimination based upon in front of the laws, equal chance and opportunity in the government jobs, right, and other facilities. And fourth, we can mention that they have been treated equally by the law. Okay? Yes. Are we clear? Yeah, I know that this is a twisted question, but we have clear indication. There's a ask for the democracy, how it accommodates the social diversity, and then the how it promote the dignity and the freedom of the citizens. Chaliye. Done, right? Very good. Yes, we can mention about the independence of the women over here. Women in promote the dignity and the freedom of the citizens. We can mention about the women. Now that after this huge struggle that they had in the past, now the women are in various places are being treated equally. We can mention that example also. Question number 32, everyone. We need to finish really very quickly, and then of course Ashwara ma'am will come with the geography and with the economics. We had few more questions, ma'am. Okay. We have the, this is a question, everyone. They're talking about the political parties, right? Emergence of the representative democracy, as of course we have seen. Large societies represents democracy. As society become more large and complex, they also need some agency to gather their views, and hence we have the political parties. To bring various representatives together, that is responsible for the government to be formed. They need a mechanism to support and restrain the government, make policies, justify and oppose them. Political parties fulfill these needs that represents the government. We can say that parties are essential for the democracy. And now we have the questions over here. We have to explain the meaning of the political party. You'll write a definition of the political party. Then, the rise of the political party is directly linked to the emergence of the representative democracy. Yes, we can clearly say that if we have more people, right, if we have various representatives, they are actually representing a particular part, right? There is a need of the representation, and hence we have the representatives, or we have the rise of the political parties. Yes? Okay. Right, everyone? Are we clear with this? Last question, why the political parties are a necessary condition for the democracy? We can mention that basically it gives a chance, right? We can frame our answer in such a way, we can say that political parties are a necessary condition for the democracy. It gives an opportunity for the people to pick from the various options, right? Now, the political parties needs to perform also, right? So, if the political parties are not performing, we can definitely replace them or we can change them later. So, all of these points you can mention. B part, the rise of the political party is directly linked to the emergence of the representative democracy. So we have more of political parties means that we have more representatives, right? For example, if there is a Pani Puri party, there is a Momos party, and there is a Papadi Chaat party, new entry. Probably there is introduction of Dahi Bhalla party because we people want Dahi Bhalla representation. So the political parties, we will see the rise in the political parties because there is an increase of more and more representation. There is a need to address us, talk of a certain society, so hence to represent that. Done? Done. Chaliye. Next question, everyone. Question number 33. We have to explain the role of regional parties in Indian democracy. I am not answering this question. You only have to answer this question. Right? Bhai, kya hai? The 3 important roles of the regional party in India. Yes, first of course, when we're talking about the regional parties, we'll mention that they are the one who works very closely to the state people, right? And they will be working for the people, they will be addressing their issues. Second, we can mention that they plays a super important role in the coalition government. Very good, right? And third, of course, they're asking about the role, bache, they're asking about the role of the regional party in Indian democracy. We're not talking about what they do, right? Third thing we can mention about over here is that they plays a super essential role in spreading the idea of the central government, right? Clear? Fourth most important point over here that you cannot miss is the coalition government, right? They are the one who are forming the coalition government, coming with the alliance, right? Ma'am, we don't like regional parties, so we don't answer. Are Piyush? Then you will be losing your 3 marks or 5 marks. ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? मतलब अलग ही टेंशन है. Okay. Darshana, bache, we talking about what is the role of regional parties. Regional parties are there in the state, right? They're very close to the people, of course, because they are working very closely to the people and their issues. Second, they are working, right? They're supremely important because they plays an important role in the coalition government, in forming the alliance and forming the government altogether. 2 points, marks in our pocket. Chaliye. Vlog brother, bache, vlog plus brother, I have repeated that. I would request you to go back and just listen one more time. I'm sure you'll be able to get the answer. Chaliye everyone. But I am moving so fast because I have a huge army of the students. I'm jaldi karo. I can go slow, but now I understand that all of you are aware about these questions and the concepts. Hence, we are pacing up our speed. It's we have everyone question number 34. It's the beautiful question on the case-based study question. Yes, local regional parties are the local parties. Yes, or we'll call them as state parties. Vlog plus brother bache, we'll call them as the state parties. Okay, chaliye. We have so many languages, right? And of course, this is from the chapter of, now we have scheduled languages, all of these languages ke bare mein they are discussing. Okay. The question is, we have to explain the importance of language diversity in India. We have so much of language. We have diversity of the language in India because we have diverse people and we have diverse culture, right? So that's a very important thing that we have over here. That's important that we have. Then the difference between the schedule and the languages. So scheduled caste and the non-scheduled, scheduled and the non-scheduled languages. So you can go back and see. Scheduled languages are those languages which are being added in the constitution, right? And we have the other non-scheduled languages which are very diverse throughout the India. Okay. Then third part, the fusion of the languages has united the country into one cultural identity explained with the example. So you can mention about this everyone. Over here we have the example. For example, languages like this, like Bhojpuri, Magadhi, Bundelkhandi, right, are grouped together with the Hindi. So there's a fusion of the languages, right, and that's just bring all the people together. For example, if I am speaking in, let's suppose, Rajasthani, right, and if I go to, let's suppose, Europe, वहाँ पे जाके मैं राजस्थानी में बातें कर रही हूँ, अब कोई वहाँ पे राजस्थानी होगा तो बिल्कुल बोलेगा अरे भाई भाई, right? So that gives a very strong bond with the people. Johanathan, bache, please go to Europe only. You are into the wrong word. You are good in the printing press time. वहीं पे चले जाइए आप. Thank you for your presence in the class, but you belongs to the past. Ma'am, why not the non-scheduled language are added to the constitution? But we have given, like based upon the number of the states, right, we have few languages which are being added to the scheduled languages, right? Apart from that, we have so many languages, बहुत सारे अलग-अलग languages हैं, जो हम in general कभी कभार बोलते हैं ना, they're spoken in a very small region and not a very larger scale. हाँ, चलिए. Samhita communalism means बच्चे where we are using the where we are, basically communism is an idea where of course there's a discrimination happening based upon the religion, caste, language, etc. Balkan wala answer bache I have mentioned. Ma'am, why did nationalist tension emerge in Balkans? Because they were fighting for they got jealous कि भाई उसके पास में ज़्यादा ज़मीन है, मेरे पास में नहीं है. They got jealous for the resources and for the land, and of course they were fighting for more land and more power. चलिए. Next question, everyone. Question number 34 is done. Question number 35 on your screen. Explain any 5 challenges faced by the political parties in India and explain 5 major functions. I am not answering this question. Easy peasy question, everyone, right? Ma'am, in which state regional parties are there? Krishna, you need to read your textbook, bache. Right? We have so many parties, so many states which have the state, regional parties ruling. One thing I can tell you, we have the Orissa. Right, one of the example that we have which came in the BYQs also. Rest, एक बार आप पढ़ लीजिए. You will have the information. Okay, very good everyone. I can see the answers. First, 5 challenges. 5 challenges will mention about कि भाई democracy में properly elections भी नहीं होते हैं. There is a dynasty succession that happens. There's the use of the muscle power, right? And of course, there is the there is no internal choices that are given to the members to pick the leader from, and of course there's no clarity. There's a one just following the leaders. In our textbook, bache, we just have 4 challenges, right? In our textbook, we just have 4 challenges, but we'll add one by ourselves, right? We'll just add one by ourselves, focusing on the political parties only. Okay. Second part, what are the 5 major functions of political party? First, to contest in the election, right? First, the meaning of the main function of the political parties is to contest in the elections, to make the laws, to make the government, right? And we have the opposition party that will be questioning the ruling party. The decisions, right? They will be shaping the opinions of the individuals. All of these points. Okay? 5 points, 5 marks in our pocket. Done, everyone? Are we clear with this question? Let's move ahead. Good to go. 5 more questions, everyone. Then, last time, everyone, like from my side, I feel a little bit emotional and nostalgic. The last 5 questions that we have now, like the end of the academic year for history and the political science. Yeah. Okay. Explain the role of the emotional commission, I was saying. Explain the role of the election commission regarding the recognition of the political parties in India. By what are the rules, or what is the important role of the election commission? Regarding the recognition of political parties, we have the certain criteria for the recognition of regional parties and of the national parties, right? We'll mention about that. Yes, then the election commission give them the symbol, right, and give them the ticket. We can mention about that. It also recognize, it actually goes through the whole procedure by looking at the candidates, affidavit and income tax return. Based upon that, they'll be processing the ticket. Easy peasy. 3 points. I think we are clear with this, right? Again, in criteria, if you want to mention all of these points, you can. But just see what the question is really asking. They're not talking about the criteria as such, right? Recognition of the political parties, you can mention about the criteria, one criteria of state and the national party. Chaliye. Now, we will not mention about the anti-deflection law. Recognition की बात हो रही है बच्चों. How they identify it's a political party. That's a separate question. Let's not mix, right? Let's not mix the question. The question is asking about the recognition and not about the reforms. Okay? Next question, everyone. In the modern democracy, power sharing arrangement can take many forms. We can mention about the different forms. We have in power sharing, what are the different forms we have? First, of course, we have the horizontal power sharing. Then, of course, we have vertical power sharing. Then, of course, we have the power sharing by the local government. And, of course, we have the community government or the, pressure groups that are involved. So, the modern democracy where the power is being shared by the different groups, we have this. Okay? Clear, everyone? What you will write over here, I hope that all of you are clear with this. Yes or no? It's easy, right? I hope that it's easy for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Surely. When you give me a thumbs up for the answers, I feel good. This is for 5 marks. No, this is for 3 marks. 3 marks, 3 marks. Explain the statement, 3 marks. Here we have 5 marks question. Why is democratic government considered as a legitimate government? Bachcho batao. Yes, I will be providing the... You want the answers also. We are discussing the answers, right? So I would request you to note down those things with you. Okay, very good, very good. We're talking about that why the democratic government is considered as the legitimate government, because of course, right, it is run by the people, it is for the people, by the people and of the people, right? We can mention that. Yes? Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It is represented by the elected people of, it has the representatives, right? Representatives that, of course, and we will see that they'll be helping with that. Yes, chaliye. Okay, very good, everyone. I think we are done with this. Okay, 1 minute, everyone. Give me a minute. No, just the kids who are coming and not discussing what. Thank you for the initiation, but you are not in the class anymore. Please go somewhere else and spam. No, we don't have the energy, bachcho. We really don't have the energy. Chaliye. Chaliye, everyone. Here we have question number, the B part of this question. How is democracy a better form of government in comparison to the dictatorship? So we'll mention about the economical angle also. Right, we'll mention about the economy. Right, even though it feels there's a little bit of development, but it's not. Why? Because then we'll talk about our points that, of course, there's no freedom of speech. They have to follow the laws. But, of course, in democracy, we can always express our opinions. We can elect the leader that we want, right? So, all of these points you will mention. Jayadhar, bache, legitimate means true government. So, we call our democracy as a true government because we are the one who is making that government, right? We can change that government also. It has a representative that we have selected. Okay? Chaliye. We can go against the dictator also. Of course, we can, but it takes a lot of time. Okay, last 2 questions, everyone. Question number 39. Decentralization of India. I feel that it's a repetitive question. Passage is same, but the questions are different. Why is India decentralized considered as the largest experiment in democracy? Because if you take a look, we have so many villages, right? And in all of those villages, we have the local government. So it actually gives a huge picture. So many people are connected to the democracy. Right? Chali. Good. Very good. Analyze how constitutional status for the local government has helped to deepen the democracy in India. The constitutional status of the local government actually have given the people an understanding and the power that the local government can also listen to them and can work for them, right? They have a very huge belief that the representative that they are electing will be able to help them. So even at a ground level, right, even at a local government, people have so much trust on the democracy. Okay, chaliye. Third C part, everyone, we have to explain any 2 steps taken by the Indian government for the decentralization. We have spoken about that, right, in a previous part. The 1/3 seats reserved for the women. We can mention about the funds being shared from the state to them. and regular elections. Last question, everyone. Belgium is a small country. This is from the power sharing chapter, and we have this. We have to explain the ethnic composition of Belgium. We have the both French and the Dutch people there. We have to explain the term ethnic of now. Right over here, what we have, if you take a look, basically they are the people who belongs to a same race, right? Similar type of people, similar cultural that they have. Okay, so we will have that answer. Chaliye. See part everyone, how did the Belgium government solve their ethnic problems? How did they solve it? By of course power sharing, right? They came together, they formed the government which has an equal representation of both the Dutch people and the French people, gave them the chance where they can discuss and debate about it, and in the capital city which is Brussels, equal representation was there. There was a formation of the community government also. Yes, chaliye everyone. So with this, we are done with the history and with the political science. Thank you so much everyone. Yes, so with this, we had a great speed. We had a good God speed. Yeah. We started at 4:30 now. Everyone, chaliye. So I think we'll change the time now to 7 o'clock.
They don't trust me with time. They're like, we have trust issues with Ashram's times.
You want me to explain question number 9? Chalo, 1 minute I'll take and then we'll go. Do you want a break? Chay ma'am, do you want to give them a break? Or do you want, do these, मतलब बच्चों को break चाहिए क्या बताओ?
2 minutes for to take.
You can take, no, you don't want the water break. No break. Wow, love the energy. Question number 9 everyone, Khilafat movement के बारे में we have to mention that Gandhiji saw this as an opportunity because if the Gandhiji is supporting the Muslim movement, Hindus will also support the Muslim movement. And once the Muslims will see that there is support of the Hinduism, they will also join the non-cooperation movement, and hence brother will move ahead for the movement. Then explain the participation of women in the civil disobedience movement. You mentioned the 3 important things, right? They started boycotting the goods, foreign goods. They destroyed the liquor shop, and of course they contributed in marches and the Satyagraha movement, and of course they started writing also. We can mention about that. Chaliye. Okay everyone, so with this we are done. Yes. Nice. Oh no. No. Okay, we are there?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are sorted.
Do you want to wish them all the best?
Yeah, I'll come later, once you are ending. So even now officially I'll say bye-bye. I'll come back again to wish you all the best because you are in an energy to learn, so I don't want to break that flow. Yes. Please don't spam, we'll be blocking you.
Now Ankita ma'am will sit in the console.
Please make sure everyone you are not spamming. Anna, spam करोगे तो block हो जाओगे. Especially आज तो हो जाओगे. See you on the other side everyone. Bye-bye. You will pass. Internet is troubling me a lot.
Hello everybody, good evening and welcome back. So now of course we have sorted all the important questions from political science and history, and now we are here for geography and of course for economics. Now I've discussed a lot of questions in economics today morning itself, so today I've tried to pick some simpler ones because I've discussed the tougher ones later in the class today and during geography session also. Yeah, hairstyle change. I need to look different in 2 sessions, no? Just one second, I'm just downloading my file and we should be good to go. In the meanwhile, how many of you are worried about geography still? Even now we're like, ma'am, agriculture, what to do? Yes, how many of us are feeling nervous? Geography, no worry. I will get 95 plus. Me. Okay, I will pass. Pass, so you all will pass. That I am not worried about. See, let me tell you all one thing, right? Let me tell you all one thing, and I keep telling you Firstly, don't expect the questions to be the way it was, let's say, even last year, because I really think that this time around questions are going to be difficult, questions are going to be indirect. So as long as you take your time in order to read the question, understand what it's asking you, you should be able to get good marks. So can we merge me back, ma'am? Yeah. Okay, yes. Awesome, awesome. So you can see my screen, everything is good to go. Yes, twisted questions can come. See, you'd rather be mentally prepared for a twisted question than suddenly see a twisted question and then realize, array, I don't know how to solve this. But imagine you knew how to solve it and you mentally prepared yourself. This should be easy, right? So are we ready? G20 question. Oh, wait, I will tell you what kind of question will come from G20. I have the practice paper open, so I think it should be simple. So shall we get started? I'll tell you what will come from G20 also. It's a lot of common sense only, I know. But still you all are nervous, so I'm going to help you out with that. Okay? I think SST paper is going to be moderate. Yes, science was easy. SST can be on the moderate side, which means maths ko practice karo properly. Yes, my favorite G20. Till I go to the exam hall, I will learn and ask what is G20. So let's get started, everyone. We're going to get started with objective questions, and I'm telling you they're going to be easy ones only. Map based, see, because of my health, I was not able to record the map bit. I will make, please watch my older sessions for map because it's the same map syllabus. So if you're able to watch that session, that will definitely help you out. Okay? Yes. Let's get started, everyone. This is going to be question number, I have not written the question number, so I'm going to keep it mentally. 41. Which among the following soils develop in area with high temperature and high rainfall? We have red and yellow, black soil, alluvial and laterite. What is the answer to this? Do you need the polls? I don't think you need, because I know the answer will come my way. Firstly, you're all nervous about types of soil, so le lo. Question on types of soil. See, what is your keyword? Look at the keyword. The keyword here is heavy rainfall, right? So what does heavy rainfall cause? Heavy rainfall here causes leaching, right? So heavy rainfall causes leaching. So in such cases, what would be the answer? The answer would be option D, which is laterite soil, right? So we know that it's formed as a result of leaching. Alluvial soil mainly found in the northern plains, and we know that this right here is rich in sand, silt, and has a lot of phosphorus. Then we know that there's old alluvial, new alluvial. Black soil has the ability to hold a lot of moisture, called as regur soil, and mainly formed or found in the Deccan Plateau region. Red and yellow soil, mainly again we see that it has that color when we see that there is because of the presence of iron. Hence, as a result, we see that the correct answer is going to be option D. Next up, we have an assertion reason. Somebody was asking me this, so this is for you only, right? So in this particular case, assertion statement says that agriculture and industry go hand in hand. Reason being that industrial development is a precondition for the eradication of unemployment and poverty. So based on this, what is going to be the answer? This is based on manufacturing industries chapter. Quickly giving you the poll, but you should be able to solve assertion reason at this point. Firstly, define, see if both statements are true. If both statements are true, how do you explain how do you know it's the correct explanation or no? Firstly, are both statements true? Are agriculture and industry going hand in hand? Yeah. Is it going hand in hand? Yeah, they're complementary to each other, right? Agriculture provides raw material for secondary sector. Secondary sector also produces products used in the primary sector. So they are complementary, they are helping each other out. Is industrial development necessary, right, for the eradication or to tackle unemployment from the country? True, it is, right? But we know that industrial development alone, right, is not going to be sufficient. So in this particular case, if you see, is this a correct explanation? So if both statements are true, forget about C and D. Is it the correct explanation? Yes, this is not the case, right? So correct answer is option B. This is the correct answer because we know that it is not the correct explanation. Awesome. Let's go on to the next one. Which among the following is correctly matched? Alluvial, black soil, we have arid and laterite. This should be very easy. Yes, I'm going as fast as possible. You want me to give poll also, so with given everything, I'm going to my fastest pace. But if you don't want me to give poll, I'm more than happy not to give the poll, right? It takes that much of my time. Yes, exactly. The reason should be what I explained, right? That agriculture provides the raw materials. Industry can also support the agricultural sector. So in this case, is black soil high in salt content? That is actually would be arid soil. Is black soil, arid soil of course has high salt content. We know that laterite soil has high, it's formed by leaching, and diffusion of iron in crystalline form is something we observe in red and yellow soil. Black soil is what is made up of, let's say, from the lava forms, right? So what is the correct match? Correct match is option A. Yes. So then the correct answer is going to be option A, which where an alluvial soil is made up of sand and silt. Yes. So well done, students, well done. Now let's move on to the next one. I'm really picking up the pace with geography. You guys are also picking up the pace. Hope you're feeling confident. So let's move on to the next question. When was the Wildlife Protection Act implemented? Can you tell me? When was the Wildlife Protection Act implemented? You should be able to give me the answer. The poll is live. 1972, 78, 80 or 85. I told you for Wildlife Protection Act, you need to remember the dates, right? So in this particular case, what would be the answer? Very easy. We all know the answer. Yes. Fatafat, give it to me. Poll mein answer kar lo. 135 votes in, super. It is going to be option A, right? So in this particular case, the initial Wildlife Protection Act was implemented in 1972. Uske baad, of course, we know that there were a lot of, let's say, clauses that were added to this particular act, right? So correct answer is option A. Awesome. Now let's go on to the next question. This question I have done some 100,000 times that I'm not even going to give you the poll. Main reasons for land degradation in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha. What is the answer? Overgrazing, mining, over irrigation, or is it mineral processing? I have done it 100,000 times. Nobody should be giving me wrong answer, right? Yes. At this point, this should be, in my language, jujube question. So causes, see, students remember causes of land degradation are going to be important. Steps and conservation of soil, soil conservation, please don't skip that. Types of soil erosion, because in your practice paper, they have asked questions based on that. So don't skip soil erosion. Those of you who told me mineral processing, I will not entirely accept the answer. The answer is option B, mining. We're talking about the main reason for land degradation, the primary reason. Primary reason in states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha, we know that they are primarily wherein we observe a lot of, they are rich in minerals, right? Important minerals that we mine and we obtain. So as a result, what do you see? In such cases, they are the main states where mining is the primary cause, right? Mining is primary, always remember that. Okay? So let's go on to the next question, which is a match the following. Reserve protected unclassed. Northeast states, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana. You need to tell me which is correctly matched here. Yes? Which among the following options are correctly matched? Okay. Diamond Gaming, Rajput, Bacha, Anora is studying really well. You should also study very well, right? Okay. B is getting the maximum vote. Now I know why. Then why you, if it is D, why are you voting B in the poll? Vote for D. Or could be B. See, this is where you will get to know how many of your examples you remember clearly. Yes, this you will get to know. How many of you know your examples? First and foremost, which is the easiest one that you will be able to answer? The easiest one you will be able to match is that unclassed forests are northeastern states, right? Majority of the forests are going to be in the northeastern states. Yes? So you have C, which is marked to 1. Now this is when you don't know the answers, right? Now this is when you don't know the answers of the other two. Yes? So in this particular case, you can eliminate out, let's say, option C and option A, which says that C is matched with 3 or 2. Now you are left with B and A, where both are 1. Now here, reserve forest, Andhra Pradesh, you may not be able to remember. Protected forest, if you remember the map that I showed you, we had Himachal Pradesh, we had Haryana, right? And we had some of the other states close by in that whole strip which was marked under protected, which is why here protected forest will be matched with Haryana, leaving your reserve forest with Andhra Pradesh. So in such case, what do you see? We see that the correct answer is option D. Ma'am, we thought poll was for the previous one. Oh, my bad. Geography से डर नहीं लगना है, because geography is, see, I'll tell you what, geography is about our country. We already know so much about our country. Now try to apply what we know. That is what you need to do. Yes? Aditya Kumar, bacha, don't be scared. I have got you covered. Yes? ठीक है. Now we're going to do some subjective questions from geography as well. So we'll move on to some of the subjective questions. Unclassed forests, Atul, are those forests which are not entirely under the government. We see that the tribals have some amount of activities that they can still act, right? हाँ, अब डरने का तो कोई फायदा भी नहीं है. Exactly. Paper is set. It is already there, ready to be distributed. Can you change the paper? But one thing that is still in your control is to make sure that your preparation is on point. So rather than spending energy getting scared, you can use that energy to strengthen your preparation, right? So think of it in that manner. Okay? Moving on, we have some easy. These are PYQs. So I've tried to pick unique PYQs which were not there in 100 PYQ session. Mention any two features of plantation agriculture. These are going to be for 2 marks. Yes? Okay. Fear in good limits is also good, right? It motivates you to do better. So what is plantation agriculture? We know that this right here is a type of commercial farming, right? And what do we observe here? We see that there is one large crop, or I would say one crop grown in large area. Right, so we see that one crop is grown in a large area. Then what do we see? We know that this requires high capital. So capital investment is high for this. So you can talk about how capital investment is more. There is more labor where we require both, let's say, skilled and unskilled labor. Yes, so you would require both of this. Then along with that, you would also require, let's say, modern tools. So you would require modern tools. You would require irrigation. And you require fertilizers, all that you can write. Yes? Very good. It's pretty labor intensive. Now, what are your examples? Your examples could be coffee, it could be tea, you could write rubber. So, any out of these two that I have written, 2 points, you can write it down. High yielding varieties, yes, very good. Okay? Awesome. So let's move on to the next question, everyone. Yes, let's move on to the next one. Any 3 ways to conserve energy resource? This will come for 3 marks. And understand that this right here is a very, I would say, vague topic, right? I mean, it's a vague question for which you can write multiple things. So what can you write here? I just went to get my charger for my laptop. So in the meanwhile, can you tell me? This is, I think, question number... Array, to be honest, I've also lost track, right? I've really lost track. Now, what are our energy resources? We know that from our energy resources, see, this is how I make mind map for answers, okay? What do I get from energy resources? I know that I require these energy resources to, let's say, power my devices, right? So from here, I know, like, it basically talks about all the electricity that I would require. Now, we know that I would either use, normally thermal power plants are what we use, or sometimes alternatively, we would want to depend on nuclear power plants, but at the moment, it's mainly or primarily thermal power plant and hydroelectric power plant. Now, in this particular case, how can I conserve? So if I'm talking about electricity, how can I conserve this? What are the different ways? Yes, first, of course, in this case, we can say that switch towards, let's say, non-conventional sources, right? Switching towards non-conventional sources could be one, yes, okay, non-conventional. Then you can talk about at an individual level what all you can do, right? At an individual level, you can turn off lights. So you can turn off the lights when not in need. Then you can carpool, right? So you can make sure that you are reducing carbon emissions. Yes, what else can you do? You can also ensure that you switch towards public transport. So you can switch towards public transport and ensure that, you know, you're reducing the emission. Then you can reduce, reuse, recycle. So in this case, you can recycle. So in all these cases, right, or even switch towards using bicycles which have reduced emissions, right? So you can write any out of the three, right? Yes, you can write on your own, but does not mean that, does not mean that you write anything. It should be related to energy source. Don't be like, suddenly start talking about, just don't get carried away while writing is all I mean, right? Don't get carried away. So switching off lights I have written. And even reduced usage of electrical appliances, right? So in some cases, if you see, we see that sometimes we can reduce its usage and try to be, use it as per proper. I mean, we try to use it in whatever fashion. So you have many points, you can write any. Okay? Moving on. Industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. Explain. ये वाला तो I don't remember 2 mark या फिर 3 mark के लिए आया है. This is a little bit of flow chart. Shruti, I will explain that. Yes? हाँ, you can chapify that dialogue also. Energy produced is energy saved. Or whatever the dialogue is. At this point even I have forgotten. Okay. So what will you write here? Why are we still talking about Sid's heredity? I'm really curious. Why are you also amazed that Sid is tall? Okay. Awesome. Ma'am, what is the difference between commercial and primitive? I will explain that, right? Yes, so we know that in this particular case, what is the role of industries, right? We know that industrialization is the process wherein more industries are produced or more industries are made, right? So when more industries or when industrialization happens, what will happen? More industries means we would require more employment, right? So it will come with increase in employment or increase in jobs. So more employment means more people will keep coming in, right? So more people. Now when more people start coming in, we also see that people start moving. So this would also mean more industries would also mean more services as well, right? So at the same time, more people will start moving towards, let's say, cities, and they would require, these cities to be developed to accommodate the people, and along with that they would also require markets, right? So they would require markets and they would require services also. So in this case, services are needed for the industry as well. Services are required for the people who live there. So as a result, what will happen? It will result in the place becoming a little more urban or modernized. So this right here is urbanization. Yes? So just if they ask you, remember this. Okay? Moving on. See, this is something I saw, which actually I saw another teacher take this question, and I think Digrat sir only took this. I'll be very honest. Why should I lie? I saw Digrat sir, I think, discussing a very similar question or talking about this, and I felt it was a very good question to incorporate. So it's not a PYQ, but I'm just going to bring it up because I think he was discussing it or something about this kind of similarity was there, so I decided to do it. So why has the Chota Nagpur Plateau region have the maximum concentration of iron and steel industries? Analyze the reason. Array, not sponsorship. See, I told you, I think he's an amazing teacher. We have to be very honest. If you find someone amazing, you should say that that person, the teacher is amazing and you should learn from them. So I'm so very honest about all this, right? ठीक है. So what do we know? Why is it that Chota Nagpur Plateau region has maximum concentration of iron and steel, right? What is the reason? Bacha, no. Why are you misunderstanding all this? He's a good teacher. I have good respect. Please don't degrade the respect. Yeah. Geographical, exactly. Geographical location, cheap labor, very good. So here if you see, we know that there's a lot of iron ore that is available. So there is availability of raw material, right? So we know that there is availability of raw material that is available. Now we know that raw material is also in close proximity. So raw material is available closely, right? So in and around we get the raw material also. Along with this, what do you see? We get cheap labor in that area. So in that area, we see that there is cheap labor. And because of all these reasons, we see that industries were set up close by. and close to that also we see that there is potential for the markets as well, right? So in this particular case we see that these are the, I think this was for 2 marks that had come, or 3 marks, but based on this you can write it. Now in the examination, what I can observe from, let's say, some of the questions, I think they will give you inference based questions on the same, right? So in this case I hope all of you are clear. Awesome. But I also had to learn. Not easy for me also, no? Proximity means closeness. ठीक है? Raz and Radhika. Raz, तुम अपना Raz बता दो, or tell me why you're not studying. Huh? Sitting and getting Radhika's Snapchat ID. Tomorrow's exam में they'll ask you, no? What did Radhika send you? My God, before board exam, all these people not taking it seriously, then later and coming and telling me that, you know, I have not studied, ma'am, aapse maine padha aur I got very less marks. Because when you're in class, you are not paying attention. ठीक है. Yeah, G20 is there, I will tell you. Next up, let's have a look, right? How can industrial pollution, this I have done, okay, this I have done. How can the industrial pollution of fresh water be reduced? Explain with examples. See, there is so much on pollution. I gave you one beautiful table where I collated everything. Now here they're talking about industrial pollution of fresh water, right? So in this particular case, what will you have to elaborate? First and foremost, making sure that we can use rainwater, right? So this is the answer for A. Do rainwater harvesting. Do rainwater harvesting, get water. Make sure that you recycle, right? Minimize the usage of water. Yes, so minimize usage of water that you are going to minimize usage of water that you are going to waste, or rather whatever you're going to use for the processes. Now along with that, right, before, make sure that you don't put hot water. Treat this hot water first, especially in the case of thermal plants. We know that hot water is released, so we need to cool the water. Uske baad there is treatment. Exactly, there is treatment of industrial effluents, right? So we know that industrial effluents before getting released should be treated, where we have primary, we have secondary, and we have tertiary treatment, right? So we have tertiary treatment. So along with all of this, right, you can elaborate on each of this. You can write about 1, 2, 3. And last but not the least, you can talk about, you should make sure that whatever groundwater exists, जो भी groundwater है, उसको you make sure that you use it wisely. Happy birthday to Vaishnavi. I bless you. Hoping that you get an amazing birthday today, and SST paper is super easy, right? This will come for 5 marks, so you will have to elaborate it. Yes? So you can even talk about what causes. So in your structuring the answer, we know that industrial pollution of fresh water is caused by dumping of industrial waste effluents which are brought in by the chemical industries. So in such cases, you can talk about how you can tackle it. You can minimize the usage when you are, let's say, minimize it. Treat hot water and effluents. Do rainwater harvesting. Make sure that groundwater isn't exploited. Treat the industrial effluent by doing primary, secondary and tertiary steps, right? ठीक है. Are we clear? What is conventional and non-conventional? Alone gaming. Conventional are those which are necessary. Conventional are those that are traditionally used, like coal and fossil fuels. Non-conventional, not traditionally used. Solar energy, wind energy, hydel, so on. NTPC can come. I have a question on NTPC. We will solve that. Next. The economic strength of a country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. Explain with examples. Yeah. Bro, you just gotta write about what is the importance of a manufacturing industry. So what all will you write? You know that economy is measured by development of all of this. So first and foremost, we know that it helps in boosting agriculture or modernizing agriculture. How does it help in modernizing? You can write about that, because by manufacturing industry you'll have, let's say, tools made, you'll have fertilizers made, wo sab agriculture ko modern kar dega. Then along with this, we also know that It helps in development where it brings, it boosts employment, right? So we know that it generates employment for people. Then along with this, we also know that it brings in, let's say, foreign exchange. It brings in more trade, right? And as a result of it, we also know that there is diversification, right? So we know that there is diversification. And along with this, it helps in bringing down regional disparities so that there's no income disparities, regional disparities. Yes, ye sab likh lena. 3-4 points aaram se you'll get 4 to 5 points. Yes, very good. Awesome. Next up, last few questions and we are done, okay? And economics mein mainly I have MCQ based questions. Students, this is a miracle that I finished so many questions in like 20 minutes, okay? You should be proud of me. For all of you who have trust issues with my timings, y'all should be very proud, right? Babu ke nambyar bacha, I'm here teaching you, no? Whatever has happened in the company, I'm still here teaching you, right? Isn't that what matters more? That you're learning from me? You sit in class and you pay attention. As if in board exam they're going to be asking all that. I know, right? I know. Yes. Okay, this is for those of you who had the same doubt. Primitive subsistence farming. What is primitive subsistence farming? So we know that in primitive subsistence farming, we saw that mainly it is practiced like in the northeastern areas. Here we know that this is practiced in a small piece of land, right? We know that there is no irrigation that takes place. They are dependent on the natural monsoon. They use hoe, they use, sticks and all of that to, dig. There are only natural fertilizers. We see that there are no biochemical fertilizers which are being used. We know that the productivity that happens, right? So we know that the land productivity is pretty low, and this method is what we often see as slash and burn agriculture. We know this, very simple and easy. Itna to you can write so much. Next you have commercial. Now in commercial, what do you see? We know that commercial is large scale, right? So large pieces of land. This is highly irrigated. We know that modern tools are used. Yes, we know that modern tools. Then of course we see that there are biochemical inputs like fertilizers, high yielding varieties, inputs. Then we have HYVs and all of that incorporated. And you can write about how there is high productivity, high labor. Itna sara you can write. They're very simple. Yes, easy. Tarana ma'am is here, but Tarana ma'am sadly couldn't take the class. She sends her love, she sends her wishes to all of you. Yes? Okay. Marwan, hope you are clear. Same way, if they ask you between intensive and plantation, how is intensive different from primitive? Intensive may again small piece of land, but we know that there are biochemical inputs involved. Then they want to maximize the yield, right? So they want to maximize the yield and ensure that more people are, high output is coming out of it. So along with that, it is normally found in, let's say, places where we have high or dense population, right? We're clear? I know we are bored of this question, but you can expect this question in the examination. Yes? Awesome. Yeah, I look like Rashmika. Let's move on, guys. How is chemical industry in India diversified? Explain. Explain this. This is for 3 marks. This is very similar to the question I gave you during the geography marathon where I told you that chemical industries are their own consumers. Or in the case of when I explained petrol, I said in the case of petroleum manufacturing industries, petroleum refineries are nodal industries, right? More or less in and around the same lines. Now we know that in the case of chemical industries, we know that we have both. We know that chemical industries firstly has small scale as well as large scale. And along with this, we know that they produce organic substances and they produce inorganic substances or inorganic chemicals. Inorganic chemicals are all your fertilizers and We know that it includes your fertilizers, it includes paints, it includes adhesive. And organic waste, say, what do we see? We get mainly petrochemicals, and from here we are able to get various other products. So if you look at it, the chemical industry in India is diversified. Firstly, it is spread out across different parts of the country. Secondly, the products that we get from that are also different and they are diversified. So if they ask you for, let's say, 2 marks or 3 marks, you can write about all of this as to how it is rapidly growing, how they are rapidly getting integrated. Yes, Anish, solar energy has a bright future in India, justify. Anish, what will you write? India is a tropical country, right? India is tropical, subtropical, which means that regions like Rajasthan can actually harness more amount of solar energy when compared to, let's say, states like Canada or states like in the northern parts of the EU, right? So if you see that there's a lot of investment going into solar energy as well. So as a result, we see that the amount of energy we can harvest as a country is much more. Hence, the potential is higher. And many parts of our country, especially rural and remote areas, are already slowly getting powered by solar energy. Hence, the potential to scale solar energy is higher in our country. Yes? You can talk about how it's its own biggest consumer also, right? Lifeline is only coming from map work. Lifeline is only coming from map work. Okay? Now we will do case. Now see, geography ke saath, there's a lot of anyay that happens in the paper sometimes. See, section B, C, and your 5 mark. I never can remember which is the 5 mark bit, okay? Your 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark mein 1 geography question is to pakka. But in this case-based questions, no, history and political science always gets preference. And this geography always gets left out. And in between, one economics will pop up, and that's pretty much it, right? So case questions, you see, geography mein is relatively lesser. Maybe out of 15 papers last time, it came in about 2 sets only. Remaining 3 sets were in and around political science itself. Suddenly, NCERT is all about political science and, giving it a lot of importance. But does not mean that you know CBSE. You know that till 2023 there was a format. This year we may or may not know what's the case. So let us go expecting everything, right? So based on this, it's on conservation of energy resource. Bahut sara story hai yahan pe. Now the question is, why is sustainable energy a key to sustainable development? Yes. Yeah, CBSE will play games. It will, you never know. But we know that at least we could predict a few things for, let's say, your bio paper. Surprisingly, I realized for all the amount of questions that came about insulin last year, this time they didn't ask anything about insulin. Some 1-2 came randomly. So you never know. Mehendi wala to kuch. What is mehendi wala? Ma'am, is it something in Pol Science? There's some comment. See, what is sustainable energy? You know that sustainable energy mainly includes your non-conventional sources, right? So what is the idea of sustainable development? The idea of sustainable development is to ensure that we use our resources widely, that is available for the present and is also available for the future generations. Now, your let's say your conventional sources, right? Let's assume your conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources are your fossil fuels and all of that. You know that they are non-renewable. They take a long period of time. So we need to switch towards sustainable sources. So if you look at this, we see that there is an urgent need to develop a sustainable path of energy development. So promotion of energy conservation and increased use of renewable sources are the twin planks of sustainable energy. So we should not just switch towards renewable sources, but reduce or promote energy conservation as well. So why is sustainable energy a key? It is the key because for sustainable development, where we plan to use our resources wisely, we need to ensure that we are not only conserving conventional source, but also using non-conventional, or you can write renewable resource. Are we clear? Yes. Renewable sources. Are we clear? Yes. Okay. Now next up, why is consumption of energy rising all over India? Why is it rising? It's kind of there in the paragraph. So you can talk about or see the initial part, right? So in this case, if you see, the answer is there in the question itself. Chances are very less that it comes that way, but in this case we see that that is there, right? Now why is there energy consumption rising in India? Because over a period of time we know that India has been rapidly developing. So every sector, whether it's agriculture, industry, transport, they all require inputs, and our population has also been increasing. So as a result of it, overall there has been an increase in, let's say, the conservation or usage of energy. Now last, your very favorite question. ये तो 1 mark है, ये तो 1 mark है, this is for 2 marks. Explain energy conserved, energy saved is energy produced. What is the case? Map, Anish, can I do it towards the end? Can chemical industry come for 5 marks? See, I am not able to predict. If it comes, you be prepared to write. This I already told you. What do we mean by energy produced is energy saved is energy produced. We use a lot of conventional sources like fossil fuels and all of that, right? So we know that we require a lot of this for thermal power, basically our electricity. Yes. So in this case, if we want to bring down its usage and bring up the usage of non-conventional sources, we need to conserve our let's say our traditional or conventional sources, right? I need to conserve it. Now how will I conserve? Same way that we discussed. Switch off the light, do carpooling, reduce emissions, reduce the usage of electrical appliances. What's up? ठीक है? Yeah, you can write about all of that. So this is again a very basic question. You should be able to get it. Major soil map. Soil map may come for identification, but I have not seen that come in quite some time. But it will mainly be there for identification. Yes? Okay. Ashvi, if that is the case, right, what I would recommend is, see, in this case, if you look at it, I've made keywords and I have made mind maps. So that is how I remember things. I don't have photographic memory. I really don't. See, for every session that I do for social sciences, I need to prep like crazy, because even though I know the concepts, I need to keep revising it. How do I revise? I keep revising by making mind maps, and my mind maps constitute only of the keywords. So today when you are practicing, make mind maps. They are efficient and they need not look good either. Just rough me, you make these mind maps, you should be able to, it takes you closer, right? It takes you closer towards how your answer should look like. That is also a good technique, right? Yes. Okay. Shall we move on? This is the next question. I think we have 2 more questions and this is done. Okay? All of you try this technique out. It will definitely help you for even history, pol science. Take a minute, mark all the important pointers, collect it, and then go. See, Bhumit, how much ever you try, it's a little difficult to match it entirely with NCERT, but I would suggest that the keywords should be there from NCERT, right? So try your best to get sure that all the key pointers have come from NCERT. Okay? Okay, now this is from rainwater harvesting. Okay, because multi-purpose didn't work, so we had to do rainwater harvesting. They've spoken about schools, all about rooftop. Context. Now the question. Why is rainwater harvesting system a viable alternative, right? So this is the question. Why is it a viable alternative to what? To your multi-purpose projects? Yes? Are those people with photographic memories, oh, they are brilliant. They are lucky also. Ma'am, if I don't know respected questions, then what do I have to write? Money, then keep those questions for the end and try to think. Yes. Krishna, Pura geography marathon, I sat and I taught only that chapter. Please watch that where I discuss the important pointers. Why is water harvesting system or rainwater harvesting system a viable alternative? Yes. Very good. Go back to this, right? See, many thought that given the disadvantages and rising resistance against multi-purpose projects, water harvesting system is a viable alternative both economically and environmentally. So again, answer is here for part 1. Where why is it the case? Because we know that multi-purpose projects, right, MPP, I'm just writing short form, have disadvantages, right? What are the disadvantages? You can write any two. We know that it displaces people, it makes them go from, we have to clear a large area. Along with this, we also know that it affects the environment as well, right? So it clears a large area of natural land, so it affects the land, or you can say the environment. So that way, this right here is a more viable alternative. Yes? To overcome the disadvantages. Now the second part of the question is to describe rooftop rainwater harvesting system. So we know that this is a type of conserving water. What do? We know that on the rooftops there are these channels that will collect, right? So we know that there are these channels which will collect the rainwater and that will take it, or these pipes will take them to underground tanks where they are stored, right? So it will be taking them to underground tanks, and this will help in recharging the groundwater, or it helps in recharging the tanks and using them. These are more than enough. Now mention any two methods of ancient rainwater ancient ways of technique. यहाँ पे they have mentioned, right, earlier days in the mountainous regions, people built diversion canals like gulls, schools and all of that. Yes? So naturally you can talk about in the earlier days what was there. Very good. There is no word limit. Word limit is not there because normally case-based में it will come for 1, 1 and 2 marks. Very direct. Step wells. Yes, you can write about step wells also. That is an ancient technique. See, you can write about any of the ancient ones. They are more than enough, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is community and conservation. Like I said, this is from our forest wala chapter, right? So this is from our forest chapter. Community and conservation strategies. They've spoken about how in some local areas people are struggling to conserve, right? Awesome. So in such case, based on this is not JFM. This is on, the conservation that happened without the help of government in the Alwar district, right? How they declared a certain area as protected despite the fact that the government was not involved. So in this particular case, actually some of the case is missing, okay, but it's okay. Now, the question is how are forests related with communities? That is the first part of the question. How are forests related with communities, especially in India? Can you tell me how are they related? Very quickly, all of you, how are they related? They are related because people are living in the forests, right? So we know that especially in India, there are various traditional communities, or I would say tribal communities, local communities which reside close to the forest, where they depend on the forest for a lot of natural resources, right? So in such cases, exactly, because those communities are dependent on them, we also see that they take active role in making sure that they are protected. Now, what is the aim of Wildlife Protection Act? ये भी 1 mark के लिए है, right? Very simple. What is Wildlife Protection Act? Ensures that it conserves wildlife, prevents hunting and poaching, right? You remember the deer that we had, that is all that you need to remember. You just need to remember the deer and you know that it is preventing hunting and poaching. Yes, and along with that, it establishes and ensures that, let's say, endangered species are protected. Simple. Conserve trees and all of that. Yes. Awesome. Now, how do communities work for the conservation of wildlife? Explained with example. Now, let's have a look at it here, right? So, so in this case also, if you see, in the Sariska Tiger Reserve, we saw that various villagers fought against mining by citing this particular Wildlife Protection Act. So this right here is again an example that you can write here as to how we see that communities work towards protection of wildlife. And not just protection of wildlife, but conservation of forest. So Sariska Tiger Reserve is the answer you will give. वो भी paragraph में बताया है, right? You don't need to worry about it. Now, what is JFM? Just to explain the small part, JFM here stands for, actually I'll mark the answer. This is the answer 3, and this part of it will come under, this part of it will be answer 1. And I'm writing it here as to marked in case. Yes, so in case if you need to use the PDF. Awesome. What is JFM? JFM stands for Joint Forest Management, right? So this was earlier introduced in Odisha. Now in this particular case, if you see, we see that the villagers and the forest department, they work closely together in order to conserve the degraded parts of the forest, wherein we see that the villagers are the ones who will primarily do this, right? So here forest department will be chilling, they'll be like, villagers tum dekh lo, villagers will do the work, right? They will protect the areas, but in turn they will get a benefit, right? So they will get benefit where they can collect some non-timber products, yes? So they can collect some non-timber products from the same forest. So this is what we mean by JFM. Can 5 marks come from print culture? Ankita ma'am, will it come? Chances are there. Yes. Now this is a question on NTPC. Ashvi, I really don't think you'll miss SST. You'll be glad that it's over. Okay. Yes. NTPC, you guys are all worried about this NTPC, so I've decided to put this. Now this NTPC question came in 2020 or 2021. Uske baad I have not seen NTPC question, but tomorrow if it comes, I will make it a point that you guys have practiced, right? So what does NTPC stand for? National Thermal Power Corporation, right? Now of course it's been taken up by the Ministry of Power and coming under the Government of India. Now based on this, it is a major power providing corporation. It has an ISO certification for environment management system. And along with this, it has a very proactive approach against preserving a lot of natural environment resources like water, oil and gas. So what does it do? So basically what it does is whenever, right, it has to set up power plants, they ensure that they will keep these things in mind. They will ensure that various latest techniques, latest technologies are implemented. They will ensure that they will minimize waste production. They will provide green belts, right? What are green belts? Green belts to ensure that, let's say, in order to ensure that there is proper amount with respect to emissions, right? So they will ensure that there is no ecological disturbance that takes place, right? And at the same time, they will also ensure that there is promotion of afforestation. They will reduce environmental pollution by ensuring that all the waste that gets produced is controlled, and of course ecological monitoring. NTPC full form मैम ने बताया है, but it is National Thermal Power Corporation, right? Yes. Now, who is this Aditi? Are you busy? Yeah, everybody is busy. They're studying. Awesome. Now, based on this, define the term sustainable development. What is sustainable development? We have already answered this, right? What is sustainable development? Sustainable development is a mode or an approach in which we use our natural resources used without in a way that is available for the present and not compromising the quality of the environment and the availability of the resources for the future. So this is a type or an approach towards economic development. Now based on this is the next one. What is the idea of having an ISO certification? See, now if you say something is ISO certified, ISO here that is there mainly suggests, right? Now ISO here mainly suggests that there's an international standard that has come into the picture, right? So in this particular case, if there is an ISO certification, that means that this right here are things which can be implemented in a strong way. So this would communicate that there is of good quality and good practices. So if anybody has an ISO certification, that means that they will do good things, that they will follow good practices, right? There is no, there's no degradation that is happening. Then of course, examine the proactive approach. You just need to mention any two. How have they been proactive about protecting or preserving the natural environment? Write any 2 points, right? Ayushman Bachcha, see, if anybody has an ISO certification, it means that, or it basically guarantees that they will follow good practices with respect to that particular domain or field that they are in. So if NTPC has a ISO certification, that means that you can ensure that the power plants that they set up are going to follow good practices, they will not have any malpractices, and of course they will give good quality as well. Yes? This is government, it is not private. It comes under the, this right here comes right under the Ministry of Power. Okay? Ma'am, I have not done self-study. I am very scared. Bacha, if that's the case, we'll finish fast and you go and do self-study. Or come back and watch this later. Okay? It does not mean International Science Olympiad. No. Search up the full form of ISO, everybody, and tell me in the chat. What is the full form of ISO? Yes? Full form, you tell me. Ma'am, brain is not braining. Ma'am, brain pain. Exactly. International Organization for Standardization. So they are responsible for standardizing certain. We see that with this particular certification, you can ensure this, right? Array, it's okay. You copy paste from Google. Now this is a practice question. Anish, I'll explain after this. So now I've solved this already. We have AQI, which is Air Quality Index, which detects real airtime pollution levels. High AQI means that there is poor air quality, right? While low AQI high air quality index, which measures air pollution. So high AQI, we see that in this case, we see that means poor air quality. So in this particular case, who's most likely to experience better AQI? That means in which among the following regions will we experience relatively better AQI? We have PQRS. Now look at P, Q and R. P here is resembling to a lot of thermal power plants located in the Gujarat regions like Gandhinagar, Sabarmati. So again, this is all closely located in a cluster. Then you have Q here, which again talks about the power plants in the Amarkantak region. Again, we have a lot of thermal power plants. Now we have S here, which is talking about the circle or the regions where we have Naiveli, Tuticorin, again lot of thermal power plants, and along this side also we see that there are potentials or there is places where we will find our nuclear plants as well. So based on this, see, high AQI means that AQI is measuring air pollution level. Now if thermal power plants are there, how do we generate electricity? Using fossil fuels. So when we burn fossil fuels, there is emission. So here, do you think there will be high air pollution or low air pollution in all these regions? High or low? There will be high air pollution rate. But R here is pointing towards the region Kaiga, right? So in such case, what do you see? They will, here, pollution levels are low. So air quality index would be relatively better. So in such cases, we see that the correct answer is going to be option C, R. Now the next one. I know that Anish wanted this, types of coal, where we have peat, lignite, bituminous coal, and then of course we had anthracite, right? Now we see that all these are different levels of coals which have different levels of carbon, where we see that this is peat is at the initial level, which is more brownish, not enough decomposition has happened, high amount of moisture. But a little more towards that, let's say when it has lesser amount and more amount of carbon, we see that it forms lignite, which is something that we normally use, and in Naiveli you see that there are large levels of lignite reserves that we find. So here we have relatively higher carbon concentration when compared to peat, but of course it is not very high grade. Then you have bituminous coal, which is a type of coal used for commercial purpose, which has higher amount of carbon, relatively lesser amount of moisture, and the highest grade of coal is anthracite. So remember that from peat to anthracite, what do we see? We see that moisture decreases, carbon content increases, right? Easy way to remember. So more amount of carbon, better amount of coal, right? Okay. Should we read book or solve sample paper? Revise your NCRT, solve your sample papers. If you have not solved, solve it now. Now students, we are going to go to economics. Economics Mahamarathon happened today where I gave you a lot of questions to discuss. Abhi we have 20 more questions out of which 15 are MCQs. 15 are MCQs. Subjective I have already discussed in the morning. Those of you who have not watched that, fatafat just go to the places where I have discussed more number of subjective questions. Yes? Rise and shine, last moment, just do revise the chapters aaram se. Yes? Okay. 2-minute water break. Shall we do it at 6:52? 2 minutes. 2 minutes water break. Uske baad we'll get started. I will speed up. How to score full marks? Read the question properly. Don't be in a hurry to answer and don't freak out. Map wala method, bacha, you watch my map session from last year, you'll be able to understand. So I'm going to step out of the screen for a minute and then we'll get started. Yes? Are we back? Okay. Before you guys come and say, ma'am, late OP, late OP. Before you type that late OP, I am here, right? Awesome. See, maps are easy only. Don't get confused when you're doing maps. I know I couldn't do a session, but remember that in the states. See, firstly, all of you should know where which state is, okay? If you're in a situation where you don't know where Maharashtra is or where Gujarat is or where Punjab and Haryana are, we are in deep trouble. First and foremost, learn your states properly. Secondly, once you know your states, make sure that when you're learning the pointers, use the edges of the India's borders as a reference for all of you, right? So mainly with Heidel projects, or let's say mainly when you're marking software tech parks and all of that, use that as references. Yes, that's the best way that you can do. And if you know which state it comes in, you can put a rough approximate. Now they will not come and measure if it is in the correct latitude and longitude and the correct coordinates. Thoda idhar udhar, it'll be fine. But if they ask you to mark Bangalore and you put it in Chennai, then no, you will not get marks, right? So those are some basic things that you can do in order to sort of solve it. Yes? Now we're going to move on to economics, and mind you, they are PYQs, which means you would have solved it at some point. Yes? 19 idhar udhar. Little is what they will accept, okay? Little they will accept, not too much. Let's get started. Some of them might be repeated, so please don't mind. Question number 1. Which among the following cannot be purchased through money? Full protection from infectious disease, pollution-free environment, high-quality education, or a luxurious home? What would be the answer to this? The poll is live. You should be able to give me the answer. Shiv Prasad, ma'am, fast, fast, fast. Isse zyada if I talk fast, I don't. See, physically I cannot talk faster than this, right? Can you get full? They're asking which cannot be purchased. Will you be able to get protection from infectious disease? No, right? Even people who had the richest of richest money got COVID. Yes, people got COVID. There was an infectious disease. They couldn't do anything. All that money may have not got them protection from an infectious disease, but maybe they'll have access to healthcare. So that is a difference. Can they get pollution-free environment? No, right? But what can they get from their money? High-quality education and luxurious homes. So correct answer here is option D, right? Wherein we see that all this is not something money can buy. Okay. Next, of course, let's move on to the next question on your screens now. This is a very lame question, okay? Damn lame it is. Question here is, which among the following issues currency notes in India? See, this is very lame. If any of you get this wrong, I am going to be catching you. Who issues currency notes in India? Yes. Who issues currency notes? Finance Ministry or the RBI or the Niti Aayog or the Central Government of India? Okay. Who's telling this is from some book? Guys, can I tell you something? This is a PYQ. So it is from a booklet which is issued by CBSE. Exactly. Where is it issued from? It's issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Very good. Now let's move on to the next question. By now you should be able to give me the answer. Now the next one is, which of the following ways has information and communication technology stimulated the globalization process the most? Has it made access to food across countries, raw materials, services, or access to information constantly? What would be the answer here? Okay. I don't think you need a poll, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway so that you can answer. We're talking about role of communication. Ma'am, everything ka answer is D. That I didn't know. Is this last year's question paper? Yeah, it is. Ma'am, okay. Very good, students. Very, very good. You should be able to give me the answer now, right? Okay, so with this, of course, in this case, we know that the correct answer is option D. Information or communication technology, we know that in this particular case, they ensure that it acts or it gives you access to information constantly across different countries. So the answer is going to be option D. Now moving on to the next question, all of you, let's have a look. Let me just give me the options. Now you know the answer to this, right? Okay. Which among the following urban households take the highest percentage of loan from the formal sector? I told you that there is a pie chart which you should be able to do. So based on this, will you give me the answer? Just give me one moment. Awesome. See, urban household means we know that especially in the urban areas, we know that the highest percentage of loan taken by formal sectors is by the rich households, right? Not just the well-off household. Percentage-wise, these guys take more loan when compared to them in order to run their business, which is why in this case, the highest percentage is what is seen or taken by the rich households. Let's move on to the next one. which among the following pair is correctly matched, right? So you have 4 options from which you need to give me the correct answer. Okay, so let's have a look, all of you. I'm going to give you the polls, and in the meanwhile you can give me the answers. See, primary sector, money lender. Secondary sector, priest. Tertiary sector, bank. Manufacturing sector, you have gardener. This is so lame that I shouldn't be getting any wrong answers. Okay. Are we clear? Yes? Ma'am gave false hope. Simple. Which is correctly matched. Primary sector is responsible for doing what? Agriculture related activities, mining and all of that, right? So no. Secondary sector is priest, absolutely not. Manufacturing sector is gardener, no. So correct answer here is going to be option C, which is bank, right? Now let's move on to the next question. Now the next 3 questions are from your practice paper, right? Now here we have some information given to us, yes? So now in this case, if you see, data is given to us where we have IMR of Haryana, we have IMR of Haryana and IMR of Kerala. Literacy rate of Haryana and Kerala are given to us. Now, as per the data given to us, why does Kerala have lower IMR rate? Is it because it has adequate provision to basic health and education facilities? Is it because it has adequate provision to basic health and cultural facilities, adequate provision to basic social and educational facilities, or basic health and technical? Now technical, read the statement. How are you guys interpreting technical facilities? I want to have an understanding of that. What do you understand by a technical facility? Yes? Are you thinking of hospital having technical machines and all of that? Is that what you mean by a technical facility? Yes? Is that how you are interpreting? Ma'am, technology. Okay, all right. That could be one way of understanding that. A technical facility mainly includes with respect to, see, if you look at it, because I did some reading on this particular practice paper, because in this practice paper, I saw that there were some little discrepancies, right? So in this particular case, if you see, when you talk about a technical facility, right, it's mainly with respect to, let's say, electronics and electronic communication that happens, right? Yeah, it's mainly technical is for network, trading and electronic communication. Here, ideally, as per the marking scheme, the answer is given as A, where it has adequate provision of basic health and educational facilities. Now, how do we translate this? Now, if people have access to education, that means we will see that there are more doctors, more qualified nurses, all of them who can now work in the healthcare sector, thereby ensuring that they promote health. Because it's not just about having fancy technology, but it's also of the ability to bring that life back, right? And think about it. If you look at, let's say if you look at the medical field itself, and in healthcare sector, apart from of course having a lot of medicines and having a lot of technology, we need to understand that the person who's going to, let's say, the example I gave you in the morning, if there is a baby having pneumonia, right, let's say a 3-month baby having pneumonia, it is not just the ability of the machine, it's about the ability of the doctor to be able to treat it, right? Which is why in this case, we know that in the case of Kerala, we know that the main reason is not just basic healthcare, but also educational facilities, which is why we will come and we will interpret it in this manner. So are we clear? Yeah, this is a little tricky. It's a little tricky, but of course, this is why we will go as the answer. Because we did not do practice set 2 in our board exam, in the channel, which is why we have taken questions from the same, right? Yes. Now tell me, See students, I told you development wala chapter mein se they will ask you to interpret, right? Interpret it, which is why in this particular case you should be able to interpret the answer. Teshwin Shivakumar, don't spam, right? I will give you the answer. Yes? Okay. Now, of course, let's have a look at this particular question. Mr. Y needs a loan for buying fertilizers in order to enhance his crop production. He borrows loan from a bank as it is cheap and affordable since interest rate is lower, free from falling into a debt trap. They're going to ask him to sell his property or free of interest. What is the answer? What are the most appropriate statements here? See guys, this is what y'all were making fun of in the session, right? Now, what is the answer? Why, if he wants to take loan for buying fertilizer, he's going to a bank. Why is he going to the bank? Because the bank is going to make him sell his property. No. Will they make him say, I will take money, but don't give me interest? Absolutely not. Which is why correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Yes? Awesome. This is a controversial question which is there in your PYQ, right? So this here is there in your practice paper 2. So this was there in practice paper set 2. Yes? So this question says identify reasons as to why multinational corporations would like to collaborate with India in producing goods. Choose the appropriate statement among the following. India has highly skilled engineers who can understand the technical aspects of production. It has educated English-speaking youth who can provide service customer care, and it means 50-60% of cost savings for MNC. It has the cheapest manufacturing location and it's closer to the US markets. Statements 1 and 2 are appropriate. Statements 1, 2, 3 are appropriate. All statements are appropriate, or only statement 4 is appropriate. Okay. For this, I'm going to, I will give you a poll. Take your time and give me the answer. Don't be in a hurry. This is not menti. Take your time and give me the answer. We will share PDF. Don't worry. State borders will be shown very lightly, vaguely, little bit might be there. But sometimes you've seen, no, in the answer sheets, it'll be like sometimes very, because they'll take Xerox and keep it sometimes, no?
They'll give the proper map.
ठीक है. Yes. ठीक है. See, let's have a look, all of you. Many of you are saying, ma'am, statement B is correct. Some of you are saying statement A, right? Now, as per the marking scheme, right? So, I think I have the marking scheme open with me as well because I knew this question was going to be demanding. So, in this particular case, if you go to your set 2 paper and you have a look at this, as per this marking scheme, it says that A is correct, right? It says that A is correct as per the marking scheme. It says that India has highly skilled laborers who have technical knowledge and also can provide services. Now, this is as per your NCRT, which is why they have said that 1 and 2 are correct. But yes, I don't agree with it because if you search for which is the country that has cheapest manufacturing, it says it is India. India is number 1. So, as per marking scheme, it is A. But ideally, as per content knowledge, it has to be B as well. See, I know, but recently if you have a look, right? Recently if you have a look, you see that India is on the top, right? Recently India is on the top. But earlier days maybe we saw that largest manufacturing used to happen in China. Definitely it is not closer to US and Europe markets because they are far off, right? We are closer to, let's say, China markets. We are closer to the other closer countries that are there, but definitely not US and Europe. But yes, we do have business happening with US and Europe. Now, as per marking scheme, they have said that this is the answer. But ideally, if you see, we see that the correct answer should be B, right? So here we have a case. Ma'am, there was a lot of mistakes. Exactly. Which is why I would tell you that the correct answer technically should be option B. Yes, are we clear? Okay. Brain has stopped braining. Brain shouldn't stop braining, right? Should we use pencil or color pencils? Array, you don't have time to color and all. Please do use pencil only. Yes? ठीक है. Are we clear? Shall we move on? Awesome. Let's move on, everybody, to the next one. This question also some 100,000 times I have done by now. You should not be giving wrong answers, okay? So the question here is, study the given data below and tell me which is the correct answer. Okay? Which is the important sector that provides maximum jobs to the people? Yes. Brain will stop braining only if it is a hard question. Geography के last chapter बचे हैं. You will be able to do it. अपना गांव, अपना देश, अपना नाम क्या है? रटा हुआ question. See, firstly, we know that this is the total population. These are people employed in organized, unorganized. So based on this, which is having maximum value, it is in the unorganized sector and your primary. So answer is primary sector. Who's telling one? Especially organized. Who said this? Guys, it's D, no? My brain is not braining at this point. See, they are asking you which is the most based on this data given, not in history or generally, right? So in this case, based on the data, what is the answer? See, based on this, which is giving maximum jobs, we're talking about 231 workers in the primary sector and in the unorganized field. So correct answer is option D, primary sector, especially unorganized. So I hope we are clear. Yes? Moving on. Which among the following is a feature of the unorganized sector? I know, one day before SST, everybody's brain has stopped braining, right? Yeah, let's go. Jaldi. Which among the following is a feature of the unorganized sector? Array, done. I'm mostly done. Few more questions. Do they have regular terms of employment? Unorganized? No. Do they have assured work? No. I mean, if you talk about the rural people. Do they have formal processes? No. Some rules and regulations are there, but they are not followed. So correct answer is option D. Very good. I'm going to send you some hearts from here. Yes? Okay. Brain is not braining means brain is not working. Very Gen Z way of telling this. Learning all this from all of you guys only. Next up. Why did Indian government liberalize trade regulations of 1991? Because they wanted foreign exchange equivalent to Indian currency. They wanted to be good friends with the Western countries. They wanted Indian producers to compete with the world market, or they wanted to provide socio-economic justice for all. Yes? अभी हम good luck इसी session में बोल देंगे, right? Ma'am, you are not Gen Z. Is that a question, or are you claiming that I am not Gen Z? As per technicalities, I come in Gen Z only, but I don't think I'm Gen Z at heart. I'm very old. Kind of old. Not ready to accept that I'm becoming old. Cool. What is the answer? It is C. They don't want to be friends. It is not because they wanted an equivalent. Neither am I a boomer, okay? Guys, no, I'm not that old either. Then, of course, it's not because they wanted to provide socio-economic justice, but the answer is because they wanted the Indian producers to compete with the world market. And because they wanted to compete with the world market, why? Because of the fact that world market, primarily because they wanted to improve the quality and they wanted to improve the quality and they wanted to make sure that more diversification happens, right? Yes. Okay. Moving on. Read the statements about human development and choose the correct option. It is a composite index prepared by the United Nations Development Program. I keep bringing this up because I still see some students making mistakes. Parameters are longevity, literacy, per capita income. It is ranked as per developed and low developing countries. World Bank is also making reports. Okay. Why, Mohammed? Why are you behind Subhash like this? Heart attack in... My God, very interesting comments. One day before SST exam, heart attack in the kidney. Nice. Ma'am, leave, bro. What is this? My God. Okay, lot of interesting answers, but we know the answer. Lot of interesting comments coming your way closer to when the session is done, right? See, one of the many reasons why Ankita ma'am made it, Ankita ma'am and I decided that we don't need 100, we only need 60. Because last time when we did 100, by the end, we were so tired. I don't know what random things I've told in that class. So, yes. First two statements make sense about human development. Last two, absolutely not, right? World Bank has nothing to do with this. It generates it generates a different report altogether, which is why correct option is answer A. Yes? Let's go to the next one. Based on this data, based on the data given to us, which among the country has the highest Human Development Index or HDI? Now I'm going to give you a poll because I know someone or the other will make a mistake. Please, I will change this to Sri Lanka. It shouldn't be typed that way. Simple. I told you, no, this HDI is like the rank. Today, you remember I showed you that you guys kept doing hashtag justice for Saurabh sir in that session. Because you know, when I was doing the rank system, Ankita ma'am, I gave Saurabh sir 4th rank. And they were like, you purposely did that. You gave yourself 1st rank and Ankita ma'am 2nd rank. Okay, this is simple. Yeah, you all remember this. So based on that, does not mean that greater the number, greater the rank, right? But rather it means that if they have 73, that means it is on the highest, right? So who has 73 rank? It is going to be Sri Lanka. So who has the highest level of Human Development Index? It is going to be option B, Sri Lanka. Very good, okay? Very, very good, all of you. Now please stop spamming. Please stop spamming and let's move on. I'm doing this question because I just have to remind you that you will get this question. Assume there are 4 families. If monthly income is all this, what is the PCI? I'm just doing this to remind you that you might get this question. Calculate PCI. Ma'am, last wale mein why not third? It is not third. Bangladesh is 134. Arey, this is the HDI as per the report. Lesser the number, higher the level. Simple. Same name, Mustafa. Okay. How many questions left? Very few. I did this. I did a more fancy one in the morning. This was a simple one. Very good. Correct answer is 25, right? Add everything. Then you'll get total. Total divided by total population, right? So total divided by total income by total population is what's going to give us PCI. So correct answer is going to be option A, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Last, which means this is the 15th question. Just 5 more questions and we are done. Map last year ka dekh lo bacha. I have given you some general tips. I couldn't record the video. So due to a lot of changes in schedule, we had to club some sessions, which is why please don't mind. I will send you the link for last year's session. Okay? Very good. What is the answer? We're talking about while comparing countries, we need to, dash is considered to be one of the most important attributes by World Bank. What does World Bank consider when it comes to important attributes? They primarily consider income. So correct answer is option B, income. Yes? Very good. Now let's move on to the last 5 questions. Suggest any 2 ways to create employment in rural sector. Yes? Suggest any 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? First and foremost, you should all be able to give me the answer. There are many ways. Starting from the fact that bank has to give cheap loan, right? Cheap loan to whom? To the farmers, so that they can cultivate more. Along with that, let's say do construction facilities. So construction, let's say construction facilities, opportunities in construction facilities like dams, roadways, transport, right? All of that, yes. Then of course, or you can write it as creation of infrastructure also. Then at the same time, open cold storages, yes, where they can store stuff. Then in transport, you can do it as a service also, where they can be drivers and all of that. And of course, with transport services, it will connect them or give them access to markets. Then along with this, you can write about opening non-agricultural industries also, right? So you can have non-agricultural industries like your cottage industries and all of that, tourism, and promote tourism, honey collecting schemes, yes, road work, construction, sub. And then most importantly, make provision for healthcare. So provision for healthcare. And what else? It should be education. Yes. Ma'am, what do you call formally side jobs like beekeeping, that is practicing apiculture, right? Very good. Awesome, Subhash. Very good, Prakriti. Amina. Super. Very good, Srijit. Yes. Sasmita also. Awesome. It says 2 ways. I guess it is only 2 ways, but it may say you can write any, right? Awesome. Let's move on. Why do people prefer to work in organized sector? My God, if this comes tomorrow, no, you guys should be able to write this. Why people prefer to work in organized sector? You should be able to write. We know that organized sector has, is under the government. You tell me. Assured work. Yes. Job security. Array, last 3 questions. What else? Various benefits are there. Yeah. Like what? Paid leave. Regular work. Oh my God, I don't even need to write this. You all know the answer. Free basic facilities are there, not free facilities. Basic facility. What else? Rules and regulations. Very good. Maternity leaves and all are available, no? So benefits are like paid leaves. Regular work is a different point. But along with this, women get maternity leave. Then of course they get pension, they get gratuity and all of that. Maternity leave is when people are pregnant, right? So when women are pregnant, especially, they once they can take it any time during their pregnancy or post pregnancy. Once the baby is born, they get about 6 months, right? Yeah. Sick leave and paid leave is sick leave, right? Regular wages. Okay. Don't tell Ankita ma'am, but I'm most worried about Paul Science. Says Sid, wherein Ankita ma'am is reading the comment. She's sitting right there and reading the comment. Okay. Yeah, it's a meow question. Second last one, okay. How does credit play positive or negative role? Explain with examples. So first part, how does credit play positive and negative role? You will have to write about it. Positive role in our textbook today. We learnt about how Salim was a shoe seller, Salim the sweet shop seller. We know that when they take loans, right, or when they take credit, it helps them to boost their business, right? Boost the business to meet the demand. Yes, to meet demands. As a result, what will happen? They are able to make more sale. And when they make more sale, they are able to make profit. This profit is not only to repay the debt or repay the loan, but also some of it they will get personally also. So you can write about this. Salim wala example. Sad story, negative is Swapna ka problem, right? Swapna ka problem was a small scale farmer. She borrowed money. But her crop, for growing groundnuts, her crop died because it got attacked by pests. Because of that, what happened? She had to take one more loan. So in order to grow it. So now even if she made profit, she is stuck in a debt trap. Yes? Swapna ka sad story. Any two. Okay? Own example will also be accepted. As long as all the important pointers are there. Salim ki tarah dusra naam le sakte hai. You can use whatever names. Yeah, if you write stories, but make sure that you guys are writing these things. Key pointers. Whose name you write my name also. I should have got stuck in debt trap also. It's fine, right? Yes. No problem. Write your own, but key point should be there. Yes. Okay. What is collateral? Why is it a main reason to prevent the poor people from getting loans at banks? Explain. This is for 3 marks. Again, I think both were for 3 marks. Now, what is collateral? Girvi rakhna, so basically they are any assets that you give as security or assurance that bro, I'm going to give you the money back then when you borrow from the loan, or when you borrow loan or you take loan from a bank. Now, in the case of poor people or in rural areas, we see that in most cases they are landless laborers, right? So they are landless laborers, which means that these guys don't have anything of their own that they can give as an asset, as a result of which formal sectors may not give loans to them. Along with that, we see that they don't have proper documentation, as a result of which becomes very difficult. So lack of having proper collateral, lack of not having proper documentation, and access to bank also. See, access is also important, right? Yes, very good. So ये सब लिखना पड़ेगा, very easy. Moving on to the 2-mark question. Different people have different developmental goals. Support with example. Yes? Guys, if you write Aishu's SketchUp and all those, your examiner must just be thinking, who is this person? Why are they writing this? So, I mean, Aishu's SketchUp is a basic one. Give your own name. Heinz SketchUp. What is that other one? Kisan. I am not doing any sponsorship, not getting any money for the same. Where do poor people store their money? Bacha, they get only less in hand. Half the money goes in expenditure. Tribal and dam wali story, exactly. Different people have different developmental goals. If it's for 2 marks, you can see there are 2 ways in answering this. One way is to write about how you have dam people. So you have dam construction people versus tribal people, wherein these 2 developmental goals are different and they are conflicting, right? Or you can write about, let's say, a farmer versus a businessman, right? Where there are 2 people who are in 2 different situations who have 2 developmental goals. So understand that it's not always that different developmental goals are always going to be conflicting. You can write about farmer versus student, or you can write about, so here they have not mentioned exactly as to whether it should be conflicting, right? So that way both answers will be supported. Yes. Narmada Bachao Andolan ke baare mein you can write about it. Yes. Ankita's SketchUp. Okay, sure. You can write an example of Ankita SketchUp also. Super. So here you can write about student versus farmer. Anything like that, right? Yes. I know. I am done. This is the last question. And ma'am, you gave me at 6 o'clock, right? I finished in 1.5 hours. I finished 40 questions in 1.5 hours. This is an achievement for me itself. Justify role of self-help group. Ye auntie wala group, what do? Auntie wala group is coming together, saving money, 15-20 aunties in the village. Yes. What are they doing? They're ensuring that money is saved. Then they are the ones who are, providing loans for people in the village area, right? They will provide money to other villagers for taking loans. They will ensure that they repay them back. And they will do this consistently so that eventually they are able to take loans from banks on their behalf. And they will also ensure that they will take decision based on financial matters. Yes? No, they don't do dishum. No dishum. All happiness only. Yes? Okay. Next one, cheap and affordable credit is crucial for country's development. Justify the statement. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial because we know that it is necessary that especially for rural areas, especially for poor households, there is a need to provide them with credit wherein the terms of repayment are low, right? So when you encourage more lending, it would lead for people to do more businesses, thereby generate more income. And that way we would also see that they can, whatever profit that they get, they're able to reinvest it back into their money, thereby promoting their economic growth, right? So that way, if you see in this particular case, it would reduce the dependency on informal sources. So they will reduce their dependency on informal sources like money lenders who charge an exorbitant amount of money, right? Exorbitant, very high interest rate. So that way, more push will be towards the formal sector. Yes? Okay. Students, with this, 60 out of 60 questions ka practice is done, right? And with this, I will call Ankita ma'am because this is now finally our official Tada bye bye, and all the best session to you, and our last SST session for the academic year. Yes, Bijay Bhava to definitely, I think more than me, Ankita ma'am has good, blessing power. But what is the way she says it, right? So ma'am, we are officially done.
Yeah, we are officially done. It was a roller coaster year, everyone. I hope that it was great for you also, right? Now, I know that probably after class 10th, many of you will not take, up the SSC subject. So it should be a goodbye, right? Just say that you have given us so much information that you will not understand now. Probably in the future when you're doing some other thing and you'll be like, we have studied about French Revolution. When you're visiting these places, we will talk about it. Your salaries, right? The information that we have, everything is there, and this is a subject which is a very wholesome subject.
Yeah, you'll be doing all this credit. Many of them are asking me, Mom, what if I take loan and run away?
See, please don't do such stuff. But you will have that in maths also. So it's all connected, and this is a very wholesome subject that both of us feel. So yeah, we are very privileged that we got a chance to teach you all.
I know. And of course, all of you, we know that many of our regular students are here, right? We all remember you, and we know that there have been so many of you who've started your journey with us right from the beginning. And trust me, we know when some of you are not there, we acknowledge that, and we know the new students who keep coming in also. We try our best to keep up with all the students, but we are also human beings, so sometimes some names will go here and there, so please don't mind. But most importantly, you guys have been a big reckoning force, even on the days when we feel that we can't do it. And I've constantly told you that. Even on days when Ankita ma'am and I felt like we can't do this, we cannot do this, we are too tired, we're too sick, or we don't have the energy, or we feel like, arey nahi ho raha hai from our side. The only driving force that has been there behind our backs through all the tough times has been you guys. Coming in front, facing you, letting you know, seeing your comments, telling we understood this, or ma'am's that Chartwala example, I was laughing there so much. But those are things you will remember forever, right? So I would say that it's been a journey. It's been a very emotional journey, and yeah, I was telling her also, I feel very emotional to say bye to all of you, right? It feels emotional. I will still again see you tomorrow when we discuss the paper, but it's very different, no, ma'am. We're not teaching anymore.
Yeah, that will be the end. But basically, I think today is a class where we're just officially ending the teaching part. And tomorrow when we are meeting, we'll be discussing the paper, how was it, and etc. We'll not be doing the detailed analysis. But of course, you have your maths examination coming. So, but we will be meeting tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. You have been a very constant, huge support like a rock.
Yes. Bio aapse padna hai NEET channel se, Ankita ma'am hai NEET channel pe, all of you. After this, 11th, 12th pe, those who are switching to science, you have Ankita ma'am there, jump there, come to 10th grade channel, say hi to me as well, right? We will not forget all of you, definitely not, right? I would say that it's been a long journey and it's come to the end. Now, let's say that one more important thing that I would tell all of you is, now SST ka last day, 19 chapters, don't be crying on the inside, go through all the important chapters, revise it, right? Don't study anything new. Now if print culture is not getting into your head, just go through the important points that ma'am has told you, right? Because ma'am, I think print culture, they're scaring them a lot.
Yeah, I know, because there are so many names, examples. Class, if you have seen that class, right, I have actually asked you to repeat after me. ऐसे जाके है ना बच्चों की तरह ऐसे पढ़ते हैं वैसे we did that. So I have shared the PDFs with you on the Telegram group. So please go through them once again so you have everything information in just one single place. So it will be easy for you to revise.
And most importantly, students, like I said, tomorrow you are not going to be getting direct questions. Does not mean that you lose your mind and get scared thinking, "Arey ma'am, generic kaise likhna hai?" No, you know the answers, but don't be in a hurry to answer, because I know for a fact that the economics, from what I have seen, especially for economic and geography, I have a strong feeling that it's not. See, because pol science and history is slightly different. History is pretty factual, right?
Yeah.
You can't twist it to an extent where you make it so indirect that you're not able to give the answer. Political science is again a lot of general application. Now, economics and geography may also, it is the same ideology, but from what I have seen, there's a lot of inferencing coming in these two chapters. So please, all of you, go through your NCRT, don't overthink it, you know the answers, you know it, right? And be proud of you no matter what, right? G20. See, G20 basically is a group of 19 countries coming together, not just any random 19 countries who are best friends, right? They have come together because they have a good contribution towards the global GDP economy. The G20 summit was held in India this year, right? And what did they discuss? On sustainable developmental goals, yes? So if you look at your practice paper 1, I think the case-based question has come based on this topic. Go have a look at the case based on climate of some millet wala thing that is based on this. Secondly, we see that what were the sustainable developmental goals? Use sustainable energy, make sure you reduce carbon emissions, right? And of course, women empowerment.
Yep.
I know you've been pestering Ankita ma'am also with G20. So
it's like, I will take it.
Okay. So with this, all of you, I think ma'am, it's all time to say all
Yes,
the best.
all the best, everyone. You know you have everything in your mind. Just be calm, read your question paper aaram se. That's we always tell you. We have 15 minutes aaram se read your newspaper. I'm saying, look at me. I'm just in the print culture now. Read your question paper very carefully. At least while reading, right, pick up the question that you will be doing, right? You can start with 5 marks question if you want to. You can start with case-based study because they give you a lot of chance. Like you actually get more marks from them. Or of course you can start with the section A, which is the MCQs, right? 20 marks directly in your pocket if you are very calm and if you're picking up the correct answer. So do that, everyone. But remember one thing, read the question again and again. And especially for political science, right? I can tell you that for the 2 chapters that we have, political parties and outcomes of the democracy, the questions can be twisted. As we have seen the samples in our class today, please make sure you're writing about the democracy. कुछ नहीं तो तुम्हें पता है, accountable है, very responsive है. You write that. You write. In the democracy, you write all of this. It gives equality, right? In front of that, constitution, everyone is equal. Write all of that. Don't leave a question. And if you feel that 5 marks a question में से 3 point आ रहे, write 2 extra point, right? About the democracy, there's no differentiation. You will probably get the marks. So show that you want those marks, then only the examiner will give you. ऐसा नहीं कि 5 marks का question है, you're just writing 1 point. They'll be like, wow, nothing. The student don't want more marks. So please make sure you do that.
So everyone, all of you, you know what you have to do. And Vijay Bhava to all of you, right?
Yeah. Blessings, everyone.
Yes.
हमारा आशीर्वाद आपके साथ है.
Yes. You have that always. You guys are in our prayers. We always tell you, you're in our prayers. We always hope for the best for all of you. So I think with this, we'll be signing off. I think one last time, ma'am.
Yes, one last time, but just one more thing, everyone. Tomorrow we'll be solving the paper. So we have a link in the session right below. And there's a Telegram group link. So please click on that and you can share your papers there.
But in that, we won't solve in detail.
We will not, but we will still want to come here and discuss how was your paper.
Yeah.
We'll have a brief discussion. Easy tha, difficult tha, medium tha. Kya tha, kya set the, kya questions the. We'll do a little bit of analysis, right? A little bit of discussion, we would say, but not going into the details of it.
Half an hour. Bas, uske baad we'll give you break because then you have maths ka pura, you see the channel. You will be here only, you'll go nowhere else. So we told we will just do discussion and come meet you guys right after exam. So
okay, ma'am, for the very last and final time, everyone, for this academic year, bye-bye from our side, from SST team, Ashwara ma'am and Ankita. We'll be meeting you later, probably in some other subjects or in some other field. All the best for your examination.
And up until then, take care, lots of love, and keep on learning with BYJU'S. Ta-da!
Bye, everyone.